coding as well.
Do that. It will both go together.
I'm not. What I'm doing some pre-interview kata like warm-up stuff because I'm a coding goon. So I'll just watch you and just make glib remarks.
That's fine. That's all I'm after. Just the glib remarks and general apathy to development, and that's it. If we get Gooch, it'll be like 3 amigos.
Well, no, Gucci's playing Valheim. He fobbed us off. He went, I'm going to go and play Valheim with other people that are better than you.
Oh, I need to do this dev stuff. I need to do this dev stuff. And he does it. And then,
the thing is, Andy and me were supposed to be playing Valheim with Tom tonight. And he went, I'm going to go and play it with better people.
Idiot.
I just can't even right now.
Punch him. I can't even. Where's the meme for that? I can't even meme. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, the one where he falls down the stairs. Where is it? I need it. Noir? Is that how we spell noir? There we go. That's the one. That's it. I can't even. Go, can we get it full screen? No. Oh. No, can't get it full screen. There we go. I can't even. That's it. That's the gooch right there. I was going to update to .NET 5. I thought, you know what?
I'm using the .NET 5s as well. Yeah.
Check you out.
Well, the thing is, I'm going to use it because I want to make sure that I've not used. Like, I looked at .NET 5 and was like, "Oh my god, look at all these features!" And then it was like, "Oh, it was released in September."
Yeah, it's been at .NET 6 this time soon.
Yeah, I know. Well, .NET 6 will be out in November, won't it? They do a yearly.
Oh, is it yearly
thing now?
I don't know.
Well, I thought it was yearly.
It could be. It's been a year since I've done code.
The passage of time has been a tricky one this year. So not quite sure when was 3.1 released?
What, .NET Core 3.1?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a while back. I remember that one.
Oh no, it was really. Oh God Almighty!
Because I remember the .NET Core app 3.1 thingy. And
when was 3.10 released? 3.10 was released. What's it? Start of December 2019.
Well,
when was 2.2 released?
That was a lifetime ago.
Oh yeah,
I wonder if let me check released, what's the C# JetBrains thing called?
Rider.
Rider.
I
wonder if that's got better Blazor support. The point.
Yeah. No, I don't think. Oh, just check because Rider 2021 is out, and it might not or might.
Well, I know the previous one you could do server side Blazor, but you couldn't do client side. It didn't know what you were doing.
Wasm. It doesn't look like it does totally out of the box, but it does sort of. I wouldn't bother with.
I've got Visual Studio.
With Rider with Wasm.
Well, I'm using Wasm just because it's the easiest.
Yeah, no, I just saying I wouldn't bother with Rider with it because debugging could be a bit of a bit.
Yeah, well, we're assuming that I get a debug. Debugging's for winners.
Oh, just use console write line.
Just use Notepad. Just write out some logs. We'll use Notepad. Right. What? Right. Yeah, that's up to .NET 5. Cool and good. I was on still .NET Core, not ASP.NET Core stuff.
I'm just going to mute myself a minute because I need to sort my kitchen out because it smells of pulled pork and it's a bit of a mess.
Nachos everywhere as far as the eye can see.
It's very stinky. So I won't be 2 minutes. I will return.
We need the runtime. I don't. I mean, I'll still be talking. Just yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I need the runtime bit. We'll install them. What's the worst that could happen? I need the Blazor 5.1 ones. Ugh. No. I'll probably just get this through Nougat, actually. Yeah, that should be fine. This is fine. Right, let's get Visual Studio on. Pretend to actually do some code. That one wasn't it. Oh, apparently the Humble Bundle's got a co-op bundle. I've got to go look at that. I couldn't even get on this monitor because this monitor's 1080p, the other monitor's 4K, and you can only swipe left at a certain point. Oh, it's couch co-op. Let's see. Do I need any of these games in my life? I've already got them. Oh, I don't have Biped. I've literally got all of them. War Group is quite good. It's quite good. I haven't completed it. But yes, but dev stuff. Did somebody say dev? Right. Let me just make sure everything still works, builds, runs. Any time today, Visual Studio. And there's quite a big window. It's quite a big one. I should have our dudes. They'd fight it out, and then one of them would win, and then that was game over, really. Cool and good. Right, so let's move over to .NET 5. See if it all still works. I think. Can I edit in here? In Rider, I can just edit the edit project file. Yes. Right, so I think it's .NET 5. .NET 5? Something like that. Let me have a quick Google. Migrating class library. Blah blah blah. Net 5.0. Net 5.0. Let's build. Oh no. Oh no. Well, let's do the NuGet stuff. And my preference by default is using Rider. And it's been a while since I've used Visual Studio, so I know it does all the same sort of stuff. It's just finding the windows and things. There we go. Let's see if that just removes some of the issues. Build failed. That's promising. You know, let's just go full crazy and let's just update the where is the, yes, this stuff update. Update. What's the worst that could happen? I can just roll back. Now, if I'm in a lot of this stuff, it's easier just to make a new project in .NET 5 and then just pretty much copy and paste. I mean, with the web bits, maybe not so much, but... Oh, brilliant. Not compatible with .NET 5. I'm not using 3.2.1. I'm using 5. Did you actually update? No update? Why don't you want to update? Maybe give me an error. Oh, for God's sake. Go away, you silly thing. I don't want 321. 1505. Right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go. Please.
Are you winning, son?
No, it's like you can't use .NET 5, you peasant. It's like 3. Look at the error. 3.2 is not compatible with .NET 5. I'm like, well, that's fine because I want version 5. It's like, no, silly person, don't do that.
Can you just pick the language version, but then pick your target as?
Maybe. Let me unload that. We'll save that problem for in a few minutes.
Another day.
Yeah, let's just build the framework. Once I've built the class library. What do you mean it is installed? Maybe it's... did I already run... Yes, maybe I already... No. I didn't have that running when I loaded the thing. I hope it's not one of those silly... Oh, you have to restart your computer. We can't update while you're running.
Yeah.
You want to update while you're running? No, we don't do that here. Wait, where am I going? Apps and something. The very features. Look at all the good stuff in there. Oh, just loads of it. What am I looking for? .NET. .NET. Net 5. I sworn I installed it. I downloaded it at least. Let's check the downloads. I was Nate came home from school. They were learning about pirates, so I was trying to get midis of sea shanties, so I could play it on the keyboard for it. Yeah, that is installed. Repair. Oh. Yeah, classic Tom. Can't believe he was all last night. Oh, need to be doing the devs. I need to be. I was gonna say procreating, but that's a different thing. What's the P word for being not progress? Proactive. Proactive. He was like, I need to be proactive. I said, well, be proactive, Tom. I'll come on. I'll do some code as well. You've inspired me through your stupidity, Tom. You've inspired me to do code. He's like, yeah, I'm not gonna do code now. Okay, we'll play Vikings.
Oh.
I've been doing a deep scan on that hard drive and it's got like 20 minutes left. I'm expecting it to go, yeah, there's no files. Windows has just completely obliterated them.
The interview I had today was the meeting software is called Blue Jeans. Never heard of it. Blue Jeans. Why is it called Blue Jeans? Don't know.
No.
It does the thing that Teams does, where there's 2 drop downs for like audio in, audio out, but they're interlocked. Like you change one and the other changes, and it's like I just want to do the thing, and it's like, nope, I'll change this, and I'll change it, and then it goes, nope, and change it back. I'm like, oh my god. It took me it only took me a few seconds to figure it out, but I was getting very frustrated. You know, just use the Windows settings. That's what they're there for. Just ignore everything else.
I can open to that. I'm sure that's still gonna be fine, isn't it? .NET target framework.
I love it. I love famous last words. Yeah, that'll probably be fine, won't it?
You know, just like what's the closest like indirect sentence I can come up with?
You just know, like it. saying something like that is it gives you a good indication of how mission critical that software is. You know, Mars landing probably not going to wash. It's probably fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'll do it. Right. Oh my god.
Yeah, there isn't another one. There is not another one. I might need to install extra components. All right, okay, Visual Studio installer. I don't want desktop bits.
It just wants to do a job.
Go away! You don't know what you're on about. I've asked for .NET 5. Give me .NET 5.
Do you want some tea, Vicar?
I don't know why it's been so. This is why I use Rider. Rider doesn't give me this bullshit. It gives me an actual worthwhile. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is your problem. This is going now, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, target framework. .NET 5. .NET 5. Let me just make sure the project SDK guff's still the same. What do you do? Framework.
Oh,
maybe there's an update to. This is another annoying thing with Visual Studio. So you have to update the fucking IDE, otherwise it's like, oh, I don't know about this syntax. Because Rider's just like, I'm just
don't know.
Just done.
I like.
Actually, about what version am I on? 16.7.4. Of course, I can't open another window. 16.7.4. Let's remember that. Check for update. So what did you do tonight? Well, I streamed myself updating Visual Studio. You see this? Or something went wrong. Oh no!
Oh, I thought that went wrong.
Oh no! Let me.
Oh, you're in the weeds now, bro. You're in the weeds.
Oh god! All this just to get
Oh my god! Right, hang on. I'm gonna link. Hang on.
There you go. That's the one.
Right, I'm gonna link my favorite XKCD comic. I'm gonna link it. It's that one.
I just wanna install it. Give me. No, I'm gonna uninstall Visual Studio because I know on my thing it actually comes up as Visual Studio 2 for some reason.
You got to be careful in installing Visual Studio that it doesn't get really upset and just rip out all of the development kits that you got installed.
Yeah, well...
It will do that. It will go, ooh, build tools. Gone. 2. Hang on. Have you just got the Visual Studio installer?
Yeah, actually, probably. Have... Yeah, but that was what blew up.
No, right. Just Windows key and then like
yeah,
Visual Studio.
I've done that. Oh, it's on the other window. It's loading.
Oh right. Oh, I can't see it.
Oh, sorry. Let's look at the XKCD thing.
Oh right, you have a look at it.
I got it. Well, I've got it. Yeah, let's pop it up.
That one. Well, you need to update the installer.
Yeah, that's it. The standards one. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wait.
I didn't think that was the applicable one, but the standards one is always
hang on a minute. No, I'm on about standards for success. Oh my god, sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. It's 349. Just change it to 349.
349. 349.
Oh, yeah, XKCD.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. 0 hours. Yes.
And that's sorry. Yeah. I searched for standards for success and it can be the wrong one.
This is what I'm like when I go to Linux and I'm like, yeah, I can do this. Now's the time. Windows has upset me enough.
Will stay away until we reach shallow water. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of my favourites.
That's pretty accurate.
I love it.
Please update the Visual Studio installer for proceeding. I love it when the installer has its own updates. That's what you want.
Well, it has to. It has to. It's an Electron app. It gets critical like security fixes hourly.
For discussion, I was looking at alternatives for Electron because I very much like the principle behind Electron. Just to try to find
really good. It's just built on complete ass.
That's update. Just update.
I found a new node package today that I particularly like.
It's
called isgit. It's called isgit URL.
While this is
updating, you can have a little peruse.
Yeah.
It gets 137,000 weekly downloads, and inside the index.js is a regex.
Well,
and that's it.
The thing is, though, right? If we take a step back, realistically, when this gets output, that's just going to get munged into the horrific JS file that gets output the other side. So, in the end, it is saving a dev.
The problem is that it gets 140,000 weekly downloads, right? And it clogs up build pipelines. It clogs everything up, right? What about is-odd?
Is that the one that requires is even?
Yeah, one of the other. Yeah, so is-odd gets 482,000 weeklies.
Yeah,
and it has a dependency on is number, and is even depends on is odd. So if you install is even, it installs it installs is odd, which installs is number.
But realistically, on a serious note, realistically though, when it goes to the horrific webpack munging or rollup, whatever you're using, out the other end, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to become like 3 lines. You'll have the original, is it a number method, which is like, I don't know, a line, then another line, then another line. So it's going to end up being the same level of code as you writing it yourself. It's just, you'll be lazy.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, it's fine. So is number gets 45 million weekly downloads.
There's a lot of people wanting to find out if they're numbers.
But I find out something's a number. It's like, and it unpacks.
I bet it just does an int.parse or something on it as well.
It's
number.
I don't know.
It's just the same guy who did the other one as well.
Right, hang on a minute. Let's figure this out. So there's 45 million weekly downloads. Right. Okay. So unpacked, it's 9 kilobytes. So let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say that it's 3 kilobytes zipped. Whatever.
Yeah.
So that's 136 million kilobytes, which is 133,000 megabytes.
But you're going to be downloading those bytes regardless of whether they come from this file or another file. One thing that they do say, and I'm not...
Just the thing is though, is that why is that not rolled up into some sort of like standard library that's hashed, and it's like
that's a good segue
installed as part of like the browser? And
have you heard the good word of Deno? Deno has a standard library.
It's great.
I completely agree. The JS ecosystem is lacking.
The thing is that XKCD 927 may be appropriate.
Yeah, we'll make another standard for that.
We now have 3 standards. It's like, how do you want to include your node module? We can
because that was one of the good things about C++. There's not many, but one of the good things was, I can just import STDs. I get an STD, and it'll give me superpowers.
Get an STD immediately.
Yeah, that's all. It was like, I'll have a vector, please.
Yeah,
and it was good. There was strings in there, not char stars, not fully quantified strings, and life was good for a while. But I normally, until recently, I've just kind of stayed in statically typed languages anyway. It was only the JavaScript world where I was like, whoa, there's nothing here. And jQuery was like, hey, you want to use me? I'm like, no, stay the fuck away from me, jQuery. I will fucking end you. I'll put you in a bin and set you on fire. Oh, but I've got Ajax. I've got Ajax. And you're like, get away.
That was. I think jQuery's Ajax syntax makes a little bit more sense than the fetch or whatever the hell it is.
Axios. Oh yeah, I don't use the direct one. I'd use Axios or something because that's promisified. That's another thing as well. Before promises, it was just awful callback nightmares. Whereas with promises, it makes sense. Like do this, then that, then that, then that, then that, then that, then that. Catch. It's like on one of my other old projects, in some of the the service layer actions, if you imagine like a unit of work where it'd go off and it'd do like a load of things, it was almost like it was its own fluent language with like this: do that, then do this, then do that, then do this. And you'd always have like the inevitable catch at the end.
Yeah. What do I do with this? I'll just chuck it in the bin.
Yeah. 3 or 4. So I don't know. But the other good thing is you can bubble it up. So if it's a promise calling your promise, you go, actually, I'll catch above it. I'll catch somewhere else. But in some ways, syntactically, there's quite a few things in TypeScript I'm like, I do quite like TypeScript. And when I'm writing C#, I'm like, I wish I could do that TypeScripty thing in here. But when I'm in TypeScript, I'm quite often like, I wish I could just have an extension method. And me and Mez debate this all the time, because it should be... It's always quite easy, isn't it? When you say, it should be quite easy to do. But it shouldn't be too hard, because JS under the hood's prototypal anyway. You're just like, hey, just augment this onto that type, please. Yeah. But nobody came up with a way to do it properly.
I don't know if the TypeScript language guys are getting now a little bit scared about the power that they wield over JavaScript. Because TypeScript turned up and they went, right, we're doing this, you fucking bunch of morons. And then they did it. And then the JavaScript guys went, do you know what? He's got a point. He's got a point. And then they started implementing features. And it's like, TypeScript are now, okay, right, we could add this cool stuff, but like, if you look at the output that we're going to generate, it's like a lot of the cool stuff about TypeScript is it just like if you target a slightly more modern version of JavaScript, it's the JavaScript is smaller than the TypeScript because it's just loads of type checking and like stuff like that. It just all gets removed. But there's a couple of things if you target older versions of JavaScript, and then you start to see all the double pipes and the angle brackets and all this stuff coming out, and it's like, wow. What is that doing? Like enums, I think enums still generate some weird stuff. I think, but it's like it's almost seen as like TypeScript is now JavaScript in the future. It's like
that's effectively it.
And it's like, so if all of a sudden you like TypeScript goes right, we're doing this. It's like, are they worried that JavaScript is gonna overtake them, and that misstep is like, we've instead of helping JavaScript, we've now just fractured it. Like JavaScript will maybe never get type annotations that.
Well, I think this is where WASM's going to potentially come in and go.
Like the birth and death of JavaScript is such a good presentation. If you've seen it, have you seen it?
I don't know. If you send me a link, I'll
it's so good. It's the guy can't remember, Gary Bernhardt, Destroy All Software, the birth and death of JavaScript, and it's set in the near future in 2035. And what he does is he talks about JavaScript and how it died, and how now we use it more than ever, and it's really good because it's a bit of a meme at the start, but like then you get into it and it's like, oh well, hang on a minute, like it kind of makes a lot of sense because he's talking about something called does he mention something called Metal or something like that, which is basically browser sandboxing is like the future as he calls it. Which basically means everything compiles down to JavaScript. It's like that's how you write stuff now. And I don't know if it's in the birth and death of Java. He calls it JavaScript as a bit of a joke because it's so old, no one can remember how it's pronounced. They just read it and then just call it JavaScript. But is it the one where he talks about Oh yeah, no, it is. I think in birth and death of JavaScript, he talks about this thing called Metal, and it's the idea where the different kernel rings that you have at the moment, you can get rid of one of them, because essentially everything in the browser is running in this sandbox, and you can greatly simplify your operating system architecture because of how everything executes in this JavaScript VM. And he explains it in, like, I can't remember exactly how he the process he goes through of explaining it, but it sounds like a joke, but he has a very valid points. He says we've got Unreal, like I think there was or Quake or something like that. He shows a video of it. It says that can run in a browser now. Browsers can run in browsers.
Yeah,
and he shows like
isn't it?
running inside Chrome, and it's like,
I'm sure they've got on a tangent. I'm sure they got Minecraft running in like a VM style thing in Minecraft. Because Minecraft's got the ability to run some like byte level code or something if you do something to allow it through.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you look at OpenTTD running using mscripting, I think they used in the browser, like all they do is it's just LLVM bytecode just compiled into like ASM.js.
Yep.
And it and what they do is when they've got their SDL2 hooks, they're not SDL2 hooks, they're just hooks into HTML canvas, and it just like you can even go and browse the code that's for it. And
you know what, this is actually faster. Having played Open Transport Tycoon recently, this seems faster to go around than it does on the actual.
Yeah,
I can zoom in now as well, though.
Yeah, but if you look at all the SDL2 commands, it's just HTML canvas calls. It's really cool when you look at it and you're just like, wow, that is cool. It's just
that's the thing about it all. I mean, it is really cool being able to. I mean, JavaScript, as much as I hate it, but web tech in general, it does have so many great usages. Like the mere fact that like we can have emulators and like show old games running in the browser, and it runs.
Browser sandboxing is. It feels like it's the future. The problem is that with any cross-platform crap, platforms have a look and feel. If you have cross-platform stuff, you end up look like Java bloody Swing, where everything's purple and it's got like weird drop shadows. It's like just doesn't feel right. Everyone likes the way their platform feels because they're used to it. Or you just completely shun the idea it's going to look anything like something that's based on the platform and do something like Spotify, where they have their own style of UI tools and stuff like that. But
imagine that's kind of why Google was trying to go with Material. I thought that they would try to be like, "Hey, this is gonna be a standardized."
But you gotta remember that people still use desktops. You know, they still want it to feel like a desktop. Like Microsoft just totally got that with their bloody settings thing. Like it just looks total ass. They just forgot that people exist. They forgot we exist.
Oh god.
Right, I've written my first test. Now we're sucking diesel.
Well done. I've managed to get errors. Mucho errors.
I've written my first test and it's errored. So my continuous test execution is not working though. Just makes me sad.
Right, let me just double check if Blazor actually supports .NET 5. I assumed with version 5 it would be supporting .NET 5.
So let's yeah. Why is my continuous text execution not working? Run new and outdated test. In this mode, .NET cover auto starts all outdated tests. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So weird. I don't know if there's something up with Rider.
This seems like it should work.
Huh.
That was odd. Let me yeah, that's done at 5. That one. What did I put? At 5. rebuild? Yeah, stop debugging. This is where all the time's waste, isn't it? You're like, I want to be so productive, and then it's just like, oh god, just fucking work. Just do something. I'm a bit confused as to why that's not coming up here. You're not going to close that down. Yeah, reload it and see if it comes back up with the. That's what we do, isn't it? Shut something down, load it back up again, and hope that something's changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we roll.
I mean, there's that saying, like, you know, it's a sign of insanity to do something multiple times and expect different results. But no, that saying was after multi-threaded execution and asynchronous like programming was invented. Like, of course you do the same thing multiple times and expect
you're doing it in parallel now. In parallel.
It's just, you know.
I mean, don't tell GPUs that. Goodness.
Like, what is he on about?
I'm just gonna have to Google errors. That's where we've come to now. Google errors. Hope that we get Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow, save me. Stack Overflow, yes. First entrance. When I come out live, I need. No. No. Maybe I need a WebAssembly target framework. Well, let's go to this one. A Stack Overflow that links to another Stack Overflow. Yes. Oh yeah, I don't have to actually edit things on this, do I? I can actually go to properties and... yeah, stop debugging. Yeah, .NET 5. Yes. I assume it's a console app. Okay, that's useless. Oh, WebAssembly build. That will need updating. I just said, did NuGet to tell? Did you say Nugget or NuGet?
Nougat. I say Nougat. I say Nougat.
Delightfully different.
Yeah, I know. It's just to fuck with people. I call like SQL or SQL squirrel, and people look at me and go, "What are you on about?"
You what, mate?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's all fine.
Nougat.
Maybe that needs to be changed. Maybe that's different.
And Git is not actually pronounced Git; it's pronounced Yit.
Yit. I saw that one come in there.
G, because the guy that came up with a name for Yit was also the guy that came up with the file format YIF.
Did we have a conversation about the YIF format and how he's just like whatever? People aren't calling it YIF.
YIF. Yeah. Yeah. Aren't YIFs like furries or something?
I don't know. I'm
yeah,
not going to Google
furry, yeah. Don't. Please do not. Yeah, that's not right. It's not right.
Yeah, well, let me rebuild that. clean and rebuild. Clean. Clean. Where clean? Oh, for goodness. Right, rebuild. We have the technology. We can rebuild it. Rolf's brother Size just got his new PC from Scan, which got like a 3060 in there, and he sent me a screenshot. Which is
nice.
Actually, let me put this on here. There we go. The first thing he loads, Open Transport Tycoon, and like two 4K monitors. That's what you want.
Yeah, look at it.
Look at that.
Yeah,
the majesty. Oh, there's a rubber duck there. Hello.
Yeah, that's what he talks to, I guess.
Well, he's not even a dev. He's a plumber. You'd be a bit worried if he was plumbing talking to the rubber duck, wouldn't you? Surrounded by water.
Maybe he takes the duck with him to check his plumbing. Well, one of us is going to be happy if there's water everywhere, and it's not going to be me.
It's worrying me because it says build succeeded even though there was errors a minute ago.
What the hell's this? Spotify playback paused while transmitting audio.
It's transmitting the audio. What's your problem?
The hell? Oh yeah, I need to turn off Spotify integration with this because that's what it does. Yeah. Yeah, if you turn Spotify integration on, what it does is if you end up talking for too long, it mutes your music because it thinks you're transmitting the music.
Oh right. Well,
because
that's
obviously, you know,
yeah.
If you talk for more than 30 seconds, it mutes.
These sort of things that I really don't get about like DMCA stuff. I mean, it's obviously geared for corporation stuff because it's kind of like a fire and forget thing, isn't it? They just go, just send them off, send out the hounds. But
yeah, it's the hounds, and everyone else is like, this is fucking garbage.
Yeah,
mate.
Realistically, if somebody comes on, let's say I'm like when we played Hell March the other night. If somebody was to be like, oh my goodness, I found this stream which plays a garbled Hell March while some dude talks in the background.
Yeah,
my life's complete.
Yeah. Oh, guys, you know how there's a YouTube video with like crisp audio of Hell March?
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy rebroadcasting it at a lower bit rate. Do you want to listen to it? Oh yeah, mate, put it
all
on.
Over hanging. All over it.
It's like, it's just
garbage.
Amazing. Yeah. And you can imagine the bloody like audio like fingerprinting thing really straining to figure it out, and it goes, hey, I think that's Hell March. Yeah, because obviously the the thingies, little guys in Gringotts, that's how audio thumbprinting works.
Little guys in Gringotts.
It's just a large warehouse of little money grabbing trolls just listening to music.
Maybe I need to update the Blazor template thing. Where's the we should to update this shit in the extensions. Manage extension. God, I hate Visual Studio sometimes. Search for fucking Blazor. No. Well, which ones have I installed? All. Right. Let me rewind from it. Let me add project. Keep doing add project. Maybe it's down as component now, not Blazor. And that's what I'm going. No, not component. It must be that one. No. Yeah, well, fine. Call it web application 1. I don't care. 5 current. Yes. Create. All roads always lead here, don't they? It's just like make a new project and copy and paste shit and see if it works.
Yeah.
Maybe there's new stuff there. I don't know. Right, let me load this one, see if this works. No, I did not want IS Express. Oh. Actually, you know what? Maybe that'll be better. At least I can just keep refreshing then. Oh, good! Look how big the window is. Yeah, I think Sidetrack convinced me to play Open Transport Tycoon at some point.
Oh, nice.
There's something therapeutic about Open Transport Tycoon. I love the oh my god, yeah, let's play the music. Oh my god, Open Transport Tycoon. Yes, yes. Tycoon. Quest T. Oh my goodness, this is yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to turn my music off and I'm gonna listen to you.
Is that okay?
Oh, I can't listen to it because I'm not listening to your stream. It's alright, I'll listen to you and then
it's right. How about we'll pause it. We'll pause it. I'll go back to start. You load it. We'll play it together.
Okay. Open TTD music, opening theme.
You know, I'll just send you the link.
You're gonna get the entire Open TTD playlist.
Right, there you go. I've sent it for you. There you go. There's the playlist.
Have you got, oh my god, you've got the playlist.
It's there. Just press the link and it'll be.
Where the hell is it? Oh, it's in general. Right.
Yeah, it's in general. Give me a 3, 2, 1 countdown.
Okay. So, on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
There we go. Oh. Technology. Love me some Open Transport Tycoon. Love it. Blaze, working okay for me. Thank you, Blazer. Right. So what's different in here? Right, well, theoretically...
Actually, I'm worried I've not got the playlist. It's just a playlist to the song.
It's the playlist with all the songs in there.
Oh, right.
Play this thing, project. No, I don't want to... What? No, go away, you stupid thing. And I hate when it creates its own folders. Like, people legitimately keep their code in source repos under their user account. What's wrong with you, Microsoft? Get a grip.
We should play an Open TTD game, but we should probably play a cooperative one because
that's what we do normally.
Yeah, if it's against each other, then it just turns into just hell. Everyone just keeps getting bank loans and purchasing land where you're building. It's just, it turns into oh, it's a mess. It turns into the highest APM game you've seen. Like StarCraft 2 hasn't got a patch on OpenTTD.
Let's convince us to install mods as well. So we were basically in like the 1800s with horses and stuff, and I'm like, I just need a bus, and it's like a horse in a car.
Yeah, don't worry, the buses. We'll get buses. Like literally, like 8 real-time days later, and it's like, you have buses yet? No.
2 years later.
No, yeah.
Don't need a dev server. Okay, look. No. Don't need the build server. Okay. Let me unload. Actually, program. What the hell's the thing? There we go, that's the case. Right. Program. Yeah. That. Okay. Basic module, that's fine, I added that. And I think, yeah, okay, launch settings. Launch settings. What's that? Oh, that's the right. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. Hey. Right, let's unload the other one. I think that's about lunch. They're just a smidge. How much is a smidge? No one knows that, do they?
I don't know, but a jiffy is a measure of time.
A yiffy?
A yiffy. Yeah.
Right. That's done. Set this as default. But no, I'll go with IS Express now. You've convinced me. Run!
Who's convinced you to go with IS?
Visual Studio. Because every time I was trying to run it through the local file, it was just going nope. And I'd have to keep rethinking it. Whereas with IS Express, it's kind of clever enough to just redo it with the thing like console. Integrity. Right, okay, time to do a surgical extraction here. No, reload project. I know the web application 1.1 works. One man's mission to get .NET 5 done. How's your kata going?
It's going all right, actually. I'm just very cathartically refactoring. It's quite nice.
Good.
Yeah. Just some of the things that I want to do, like. I'm just like, I'll do it, and then I'll go, no, there's a faster way of doing that. What am I doing? Like, extract interface. I extracted the interface and then just went back and did it again because I missed a bit. I'm like, it's nice. It's just half the fun. Just some gentle, relaxing, sharp, shrill MIDI music.
Yeah.
And
whoa.
Yeah,
there's no, there's no shrill. I will not hear the word shrill and Open Transport Tycoon OST in the same sentence. Right. That stuff's all there. Let me unload the other one for now. Come on. Alt enter. No. Alt enter. Yes, reference it. Subject. Come on. No. No. What is wrong with you? Just fine. Fine. That's happened. That is the worst window ever. Go away. Merge new game. Yeah, system not reactive. Go. Go.
Random bullshit, go.
Go. Oh, reactive extensions is majestic. Bullshit. My goodness. The level of disrespect to Open Transport Tycoon OST and RX is astounding.
I don't think I can listen to any more OpenTTD. I've tried
You
really have tried.
You can bail. I'm not. I mean, actually, I'll leave that for now. Let me put one of my favourite ones on. We've got oh, Skydive's coming up next. Oh, Skydive's good. I like Skydive. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm invested in this.
Is Skydive the good one? Oh no, it's not.
No, it's not. Oh goodness.
Yeah, that's all right. Right.
No, what do you mean you can't send it out? There we go. Now you found me. Gooch hasn't even come online yet. He's getting a bit late to be doing Viking laughing. Right, let's see if this works now. Where's the, do I like that one? Ah, I quite like that one. Right, let's see if this works now. Then we'll be back to where we were.
There's a video that I've shared. You don't need to listen to it now. Just when you're feeling a little bit down, just go and watch.
Oh, wow, that. I'll be putting that one on the favourites list. I'll probably legitimately like it as well. That was slightly different. Oh no. That's another annoying thing. Does this have local history now? No, it doesn't. Because on Rider, well, all the intelligent ones, I just right click and go like, yeah, show me local history, please. And it goes, oh, that's what it used to look like. Oh, here we go. Here is silly faces. But his face annoys me. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make another new project.
Oh,
making new projects.
Oh no, you don't.
Hang
on a minute. You don't work at Tom's place, do you? They seem to be growing projects at an exponential rate.
I mean, if they need a new dev, and I can show them that, hey, I know how to make new projects. Maybe they'll. Maybe I can be the cool guy too.
Well, I think I've got a chat with the guy on Friday at Tom's place.
The thing is that I did say to him, I was like, hey, if you have to contract us, I'm more than happy to come along. But I don't think they will contract us.
Because you don't do the permit thing. No, yeah. I just thought it just sounds great. It's like Tom was like, oh yeah, since I last looked, we've got an extra 10 projects. I'm like, oh my god, this thing's gonna go critical at some point. You need like some like the equivalent of graphite control rods just to like stop the thing.
It's got critical. Quick, unload all the projects. Fire everything. Right, that seems legit. There's that bit there. Okay, let's try that again. See, I did spend some time going through thinking, oh, I'll try and find a well-written quick start guide for migrating. There wasn't one. Oh my goodness. There's people talking and I'm not even noticing. I'm sorry, I am Rook. Oh my goodness. And yeah, I know about RX, thankfully. If you're still there. Oh my goodness. It's because I loaded up another window which obscured chat. Oh, fucking Gooch is here now. What an idiot. But there is an app select there. I've literally just put it in. I've just put it in, your bellend. Oh, that's web application 1. Oh yeah, because that's the folder name. Yeah, that's fine. This is fine. Unload that one. Actually, no, I'll keep that there for reference. Play.
I'm gonna listen to the Doom Eternal soundtrack. That feels like calm music.
Right. Yes, cleaned. Run. Do I need to tell
press play on tape.
IS thingy face to stop caching stuff? Can't remember.
IS reset. That's a name I've not heard in quite some time.
There we go. I'll stop that. It's just 'cause it says, "Oh, there's no app." It's like there is. There's an app thing right there.
IIS reset.
Well, it's IIS local, so you just kind of do a. Couldn't find element matching. It's right there. It's right there. Let me inspect. Yeah, it's using the old shit. Control F5. Oh, there we go. Control F5, and now it's seeing the right stuff. Now it's playing with another error. There is no registered service of Unit Builder. Well, let me tell you, there most certainly is. There most certainly is. Ugh. Right. What was I gonna do? Shit, I was gonna look at the program. Ooh, yes, maybe I didn't add the thing in. The thing with the thing. Builder, services, add module, new, game module, legitimate error, hopefully solved. Let me see if I do that. Oh, I've closed down the window of it. Absolute burk. Right, okay. It's working with .NET 5 now. We've done it.
Holy shit.
Oh, no, I've just got to remove all these web applications. Yeah.
How did you get it working?
Through sheer force of will. Right, so first of all, it's changed the let me unload that one. I don't need that anymore. Just remove, unload, remove. Dead to me. No, just go. Oh, God's sake. Remove. Right. The first thing was the project pagey thing is now Microsoft.NET SDK Blazor WebAssembly. Why it couldn't just be a normal one with like a little note somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I can get rid of that because I'm gonna rename it in a minute. I didn't know that put there. Yeah, so there was that. There was in the actual app bit, no, index, I needed to change that from an app thing to a div, and it just hooks into the div, which is cool and good.
What?
That was it. I think that was it. Right, so let's unload that and remove that. Yeah, unload that, remove that. Then delete that, delete that. CPU. EK 9K dot what is it? Dot web. And then we add it. You can see the lag in my head where I'm clicking stuff and my brain's going, what are you doing now? Like an idling CPU. Let us start a project. There's so many things here. There we go. Let's start project. And Bill. Yes, I says he's away till next week, so maybe we can just do an Open Transport Tycoon this week at some point. You know, it's just you and me. Let's just do Open Transport Tycoon. How's Mikey, by the way? I haven't spoken to him for a while. I sent him a message.
He's busy sorting out moving.
The house and stuff. Yeah. And he doesn't strike me as an open transport. Well, in some ways, he does strike me as an Open Transport Tycoon player by the mere fact that he's got a CNC machine. But then I look at his normal games, and he's like, I just want to shoot stuff. So maybe you can't really shoot stuff in Open Transport Tycoon. What are you doing? Load at the thing. Like local host. Oh, what's the bloody port? $2918. Oh, that's where you go shit the bed now because I changed the name of it. Ugh, silly thing. Stop sign. Stop sign. Is it just me as well, or does Tom kind of look like he's auditioning to be a body double for the Offspring singer?
I'm not for the Offspring. What?
The lead singer, I think, from the Offspring. He looks like he's trying to audition to be like a body double for him at the moment with that haircut. Let me see if I can find a picture. Maybe it's me misremembering what he looks like.
God, my flat has gone very cold. Very, very cold. I need to just close my balcony door and find a hoodie.
Oh, there we go. That's not too far different from Tom there.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Let's get him on there. There we go. So there he is.
Remember?
There he is. Old Gucci face. That's it. Watching me, watching you.
All right, Alan. Right, one sec. I just need to sort these out. I've got to take my headphones out.
There you go. That's enough time with the gooch there. I mean, you can go watch it. Oh, I can do a shower thing. Let me do a shower thing for him. Is it SO? Is it Isal? There we go. The last running Science and Technology. Is he still running under Science and Technology? Yes, he is.
Big shout out to Isal.
His title is still How the Fuck to Do No SQL when he's clearly playing Valheim. Oh, what a total mong. Right. That should work now. Hopefully. Come on. Come on. Yes, Express. You stupid bag of shit. Right, let me just quickly check the properties.
Make myself another brew.
Yeah, mine. I need to make another brew in a minute.
I'm at that point in life where I have a cup of tea and everything just feels good. Do you know what? I actually need to phone my mum. I just realised I had a missed call from her earlier after I tried to phone her. So I'm going to sort of brew out. I'll have like 10 minutes. I'll still be watching, so.
Well, that's fine. You know me, I'll be waffling away anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I can find the damn settings for. You know what? Control Shift F. Is that the shortcut in here? No. Let's find in all.
I'll catch you in a bit.
And in files. What? Oh, the window's over there. And I want web application. Oh yeah. Maybe we should call that BK9K .web. That seems legit. Let me make sure that's yeah, that's dead. Close all. Just I'm done with that. Yes, that's yeah, run. Oh, for goodness sake, it's just killing me inside. It's still commit with it, right? And go exit. You're dead. Yes, end the worker process. That's happening in another window. That's happening in another window. Close that. Oof. Do it again. That's it'll be like, how productive have you been tonight? Well, I managed to close and load and then close a few projects again. Remove that from the list. Remove from the list. Remove from the list. I don't want any of these on there. You can remove from the list. There we go. Right. Hopefully now this will work, and I can commit it, and that'll be issue 1 done. Go. God's sake, just do it. One of them loaded. Yes, okay. Finally. Right. I can commit that up. So that's done. I'm just gonna do it on main. Actually, let's make a branch. Let's be all official like. .NET 5 migration. Oh, would you believe I've got stuff there ready to commit on that branch? Yes, no. I don't want anything from that. Ignore all in that, yeah. Yes, good. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, I'm happy enough with all that.
No! SQL. What? No, SQL.
Yeah, well, it's like eat ships and leaves, isn't it? Where it's like, no SQL. Is it no comma SQL? Or like, no SQL?
Oh, SQL. No, SQL.
Merge that into that. Oh no, I should have. Let me undo that.
What? But when you actually peel apart what the name is, it's no structured query language. doesn't say anything about the storage mechanism. It just says
it
we don't want a structured way of querying our data set.
Well, this is one of the things with Gooch.
Hang on a minute.
When I was talking to Gooch around the DynamoDB stuff, he's going, oh yeah, it's NoSQL, it's NoSQL. And then I said to him something like, well, you probably want a document for user and a document for task. And he's like, what are you on about with a document? I was like, it's a document DB, you fucking retard. And he's like, no, it's NoSQL. It's like NoSQL's just like a catch-all for all of like the graph, the fucking like, key value, like, whatever.
Yeah, there's just like NoSQL. Yeah. It's like, oh my god. Yeah. Right,
so one's done. I did one. See, I even did issues. I even made issues so I didn't forget. That's done then. Done. Done. What was 2? I've done that as well. Done that as well. Done. I don't have a 3.
I'm using NoSQL for my Microsoft Flight Sim flight tracking stuff, because it just kind of makes some sort of sense. It makes some sort of sense. I could do exactly the same. I could do this exactly the same in just Maria or something like that. It's not anything particularly special. But yeah, seems straightforward enough. I mean, the thing is that literally the only query that I do for the data is on the flight ID. there's no joining or anything like that. It's super basic. So
yeah, well, it's down to scenario, isn't it? Like on the D20 thing I was working on ages ago, you'd have the notion of a character, but a character in Dungeons and Dragons is completely different to a character in Star Wars Saga or another game system. So it was quite good with NoSQL because document DB. I was using Mongo, but I could use any document. But it was effectively a case of this is a document, just store the JSON, because there'd be all those differences, but ultimately they'd still. It's kind of like it's semi-structured, isn't it? It'd still have an ID.
Yeah,
and it'd still
like
have a
with a flight. Like some have got passengers and like bags, some have got cargo, and there's different types of cargo, and they're all pretty. They've all got lots of common bits, but they're not different enough to warrant going nuts with a having like table structures of like, oh well, this is a subtype of this, and this is a subtype of that. It's like, yeah, I would not bother with that. Too much effort.
Because the only real downside I found with, I guess, I don't want to say documents specifically because I guess it applies to anything which is non like 100% schema based. It's the migration mechanism, because at least with because your schema and your data are stored together, and you need both of them to do some kind of relational DB. It's a case of, well, we've updated the data, well, we've updated the schema. You have to roll that out to everything, so everything's always on the same version. But when you're doing NoSQL stuff, it's like, well, I don't know what version stuff's on. What am I doing? Want a new project. Last library, please.
I've not actually used any document storage stuff in production. In any sort of like real world scenario. It's always
I use third-party servers. Well, services, like I think it's been bought out now, but they used to be Mongo Atlas or something. But I mean, they're all much for muchness as long as they support the document sort of API, and some of them even have a Mongo.
Yeah, I mean, I'd never actually, as a first case, go, oh yeah, I'm gonna roll out some actual virtual machines and run a database thing myself. I'd be like, nah, fuck that. But like, I don't think we've had a use case at work where we've ever used it. I think some people have used Cosmos for some stuff, but that was in a different team, and I don't even think that even warranted it.
Well, Cosmos is multi. It's kind of like a Rango, where it can be a graph, key value pair.
Cosmos can be all things to all people.
Everything,
but especially all the money to the accountants.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you, as a Microsoft certified Azure data person, I can tell you that Cosmos is an option. There's no way I can say that is the option.
It's a very expensive option. It's a very expensive option. It's like, oh yeah, well if you store 256 kilobytes, it's free. What happens if I store 257?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's going to be £80 a month. Okay. So how many times can I get that? Oh yeah, just the once. What about 100 times? Yeah, that's going to be £3,000. Oh, okay. And what consistency model do you want? It's like, well, I mean,
I'd like it to be consistent. Can I have a consistency?
I think it'd be consistent. Like, like, you know, well, we offer eventual consistency. Oh, great, yeah. Like when? Eventually. Like,
tell me more of this consistency.
Yeah. Oh, we offer all of it. It's all consistent. It's all consistently expensive. Yeah, and as a lowly developer, I'm just like, I don't know enough about this data storage stuff to be able to pitch it to someone and have them sign off on the fact that Cosmos DB is going to make them go bankrupt in a week.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's great for enterprise stuff because they're pretty much like endless coffers. As soon as you get someone to sign off on cloud tech, they're like, I don't care, spend as much as you want.
Well, sometimes people think cloud tech is cheap. I'm like,
well, it can be.
It can be, but you need to be very specific about the way you approach it for it to be cheap. You know, like if you want to go, if you want to go like, you know, Azure functions or lambdas and like API gateway, you can make an entire platform that's all serverless and very cheap, and it's quite cool. But then all the developers needed to look after that thing and not fuck it up is going to be the expensive bit, because you know.
I want your opinion on something, Kate. So,
oh, no.
I thought
you're naming something.
Yeah, well, I kind of went right. So I've got a framework layer, and I then want a game layer. So the framework will just be here's all the models and generic functionality. Then the game layer will be kind of the orchestration of right. Okay, this is the damage stuff. Actually, maybe that'll go in framework.
Right.
Anyway, I've got a game class.
The way I've always split it is anything to do with the actual game mechanics would go in one thing, which would be the actual game. Anything that's not specific to the game would go in another. Anything that would be glue between the game and the presentation of the game, like, you know, audio libraries and graphics libraries and stuff like that, would go in another. And then the actual, like, me bolting together the graphics and sound would go in another. Because the idea is that in theory, if I was to swap out monogame with SFML or something like that, I should absolutely be able to do that with no drama and no change in the rest of the game. And
yeah,
just,
and that's effectively what I've got here.
Which invariably means I do have to copy use a library for vectors and matrices and stuff like that. But System Numerics has got most of that in, so I don't tend to worry about it. But,
that's one of the main problems I have with ECRSRX, the ECS framework I've got. Because I've got a monogame version, a Unity version, and a normal version. Each one uses its own vector thing. So I haven't gone down the road of making my own. But if I did, I'd be able to, because I've got kind of like some view components, but I just have an object, which isn't great because behind the scenes I really gave you structs. So I'm gonna have to go through boxing and stuff on it. But it's a bit of a
pain. Because the thing is that if you've got something like a vector or a matrix, which is going to be like, as far as data access is going to be battered. If you actually have to like do any boxing with that, it's going to it's not going to be ideal.
No. Especially if you're doing sim stuff.
You could probably do something really cool with like compile directives, maybe.
Yeah, but then at compile time you'd have to, because that thing as a library I mean, I could possibly do compile directives.
Yeah, because you could just compile the library like for the different.
Well, for Unity, it's not quite that simple because you assume that there's a DLL, like a Unity DLL, I can include to get access to their vectors. And while people unofficially do make one, it's not a real one. So you can't really. You used to be able to kind of fudge it and take one out, but you can't put that in an open source thing because it's licensed.
So how the hell do you even do that with Unity then?
Well, you can't. You can't really. If you're going down the official law-abiding route, there's no way that you can make an open source library which is tied to any Unity functionality.
So like Unity don't have. So Unity don't have like a primitives like SDK library thing that you can just.
They do have a DLL, but it's part of the engine. It's not like in NuGet. You can't just download it. So people have made unofficial workarounds for it, but I believe the Unity cracked down on that a while ago. Because what they say is, somebody
you would just have to do a source. You just have to do a source distribution of it, then, wouldn't you? You wouldn't be able to bundle it up into a package.
Yeah, well, at the moment, I just bundle it in a package and just leave it as an object. I just defer. Making a mental thing. It's the same with RX as well, because Unity has its own RX version, UniRX, whereas in the rest of the world, you just use .NET Reactive. But that being said, it's not quite that simple. If let's say a mono game you're going to be building for iOS or whatever, I'm not sure if you could use all the aspects of RX because of AOT, ahead of time compilation stuff, because it doesn't use JIT. So there's so many like pitfalls at all. That's why I'm like, well, look, I'll just do the bare. I mean, like the core of ECSRX doesn't actually depend on an RX library. I've just got the bare minimum RX, which I've kind of ripped from UniRX, which is just standalone libraries. Because luckily, iObservable, the interface, is part of the .NET standard. It's just the implementation which is not. So I kind of get around it by that. So I go, right, I'll be using iObservables, but in my core stuff, I'm using my own little really micro RX implementations to hook it all together. But in the real world, you'd be going to UniRX or RX.NET. I just wish RX.NET would work in Unity, and then I could actually, in the core library, I could get rid of a lot of my shit and just use the normal optimized RX.NET stuff. Such a pain in the ass. Anyway, my original question was going to be, I've got a project called bk9k.game, but I've got a class in there which is effectively the game object, which is like the bootstrapper. Maybe this is Game Bootstrap. Game Bootstrap. We've done it. Game Bootstrap. Yeah.
Sounds like a problem that I may have already had and solved before.
Game Bootstrap. It's just naming, isn't it?
Yeah.
One of the things if you're too granular with your if you're too granular, if you have more than a couple of assemblies and you split it up in a certain way, you are going to end up in a situation where your assembly name, the last portion of it, is the same as one of the.
Well, that's what I was trying to avoid. The namespace issue.
Yeah. So you just in the namespace you just put lib at the end, and then just go, well, screw you guys.
But now I'm writing this, I'm kind of thinking, well, really my framework layer is the game layer, but I was thinking, I'll probably put more stuff into the game layer. Yeah, I will do, because I'll end up. I mean, what I'm doing at the moment is just noddy shit. I'll end up pulling an ECSRX and OpenRPG layer, so they'll get pulled into this layer. And to us, a lot of the framework will end up going then. Anyway, that's that done. Done that task. Let's commit that up. Yeah, all done. Merge. Into May push. Wait, that's not done. What's next? Actually, let's do actually, there's not even a task for this. Let's make a task for Can I make classes in here? Actually, I can do that as part of the other one. It's right, I don't need a new one. I'll do this one here. Add more unit data. There we go. Yeah, put that one. And I've done that one. Done. I'm getting some of the good tunes on Open Transport Tycoon. You're missing out, Kate.
Oh, no, I'm not.
I felt really guilty as well about ignoring that person. I PM'd them and said, really sorry for ignoring you. But now I'm thinking, maybe, is that a bit stalkerish? Is that a bit creepy?
Yeah.
Watch this guy stream, he's PMing me.
I was watching
Hey,
you.
what's your phone number?
Hey,
I'm from the Bee Gees.
Talk to me.
Tell me your name.
Yeah.
Right, what am I doing next? Units. Let's add stuff to the unit.
Don't creep.
A unit needs a level. Needs a level, which is still a byte apparently. It's gonna need a team.
Team.
Oh, they're following me as well. My goodness, that's. Were they following pre-PM or after PM? Because I feel a bit guilty if it's after PM. Oh god, just get this guy away from me. Get this guy away.
That's so weird.
Hey, I am Rook. Want to buy some magic? Right, team. What else did I need? Team. I wrote this down. Initiative. We call it faction. Faction and initiative. Init. And we'll add them to the builders. An attack with a blah blah blah. With initiative. Initiative. Oh, God, what a long word. Initiative. With what's the next one? Level. What's the next one? The faction, and oh, do you remember I was saying that I don't really like enums much?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something where I'm basically gonna have an enum, but it's not gonna be an enum, and then people are gonna lose their minds. They'd be like, "What are you doing, you mentally?" Faction types. What's that? Yes, that's what I wanted. I'll leave this as an int. Unknown. We'll just keep it simple down. Every faction. Probably one. Probably two. No, that's not where I want to go. Unit builder. Yes. Okay. Yeah, the idea then is that so with extensibility in mind, with an enum, let's say that I bound my factions to an enum, right? If I appreciate you might know this. I'm just saying this for anybody else in the E3 who ends up watching this. So you can nod along, smile and nod. So let's say you've got an enum and your faction enum's there, and you're like, yeah, I've got player, I've got enemy, and let's say you got some NPC faction. But then somebody includes your library And then they go, well, actually, I want to add a faction. I want to be the super faction myself. And you're like, well, how do I do this? I can't open up their enum and add stuff in. But if you're using just a class, and I've not made it a static class either, so you can inherit from it. You can basically make your own faction types which derive from this, and for free they'll get those ones, and you just add on to the end. You kind of got an extensible enum, kind of. Hello, Zafford. As you can tell, I kind of didn't do much more on the emulator GUI thing. I got to a point where I was like, I don't really know what to do now. And then I went and played some games. And then Gooch, this guy over here, this silly face. Look at him there. Oh, silly face Gooch. He was doing some code, and I was like, you know what, I might do some code. I might do some code.
Yeah, and now he's just playing.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a smile from him. He's got his silly face there.
Oh, he's not. No, let's see how long it takes until he smiles.
Yeah. Well, he didn't mean to smile for us then.
All right. Okay.
You can tell when he reads chat because his head will move to the side. He's like, I can't. Normally, I'd be giving him jip about not reading chat, but as I completely ignored somebody before, I can't say anything. Come on, Gooch, look. Come on, Gooch.
Gooch, give us a wave.
Look at that face.
Gooch, give us a wave.
Concentration. Oh.
It's like, I'm hunting fish.
Yeah, the fish. Oh,
whatever he's doing.
He's the eye.
Is he?
I've got a stone axe. Got a stone axe. And if anybody tunes in after this, they'll be like, "What? Why is the thumbnail will be somebody else's stream?"
Yeah, yeah. And the other person's stream is, "How the fuck do I do no sequel?"
Come on.
He'll
go smile now. He'll smile.
Stay on target.
No, he didn't even look. What is he? He's a totally. He's gone. He's banned.
Just get rid.
Banned.
Get rid.
Go away, Gooch.
Oh my god.
Well, I remember you saying you were pretty busy with things, Zafford. Is that Zafford Breedlebox? Is that someone from Futurama? I feel the names.
Futurama? Are you taking the?
I don't know. I'm sure it's somebody from somewhere. Do I want a field? Is it a field? It is a field, as it turns out. It is a field. Yeah, I don't need that to be a get out because you're never getting and setting it.
Like Flux on my work laptop is set to...
you connoisseur. You too like to reduce blue light in the evenings.
Everybody uses Flux. I prefer classic Flux because, like, normal Flux, when it gets to about this time, it just makes my entire screen orange. It's like it's some sort of warning. It's like, go to bed, go to bed. Yeah, I've used Flux for as long as I can remember. It's very nice.
Can be enemy faction by default. Ah, goodness sake. I'll make faction an ink. This is the problem with no, let's keep it as a byte. Let's be optimized.
Have to keep the eyes healthy. Very true.
I'm used to controlling E being the one to go back and forth. Gotta... Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy! I never read that, nor seen the film. But I know it's the meaning of life's 42. Spoilers! But yeah. Because I actually, after talking with you about the GAN emulatory stuff, I was, because I'm in loads of Discord. Like, if we look over here for a minute, I mean, let's have a quick look at how many Discord channel things are in. And some of those aren't even expanded. There we go. And there's some down there which aren't expanded. So I'm in quite a lot of Discord things, and one of them had a Zafford Reelbox in there. And I'm like, wow, are you in here too? But it was somebody completely different. Mistaken identity. Anyway, what am I doing? What am I doing with my life, Kate? Faction equals faction.
I don't know.
How's your cat going? Have you given up with that?
Right. No, I'm still going. I've just been watching. I've not really been like.
You've been pretending to do it like
I've been working on it, but I've not been like right. This is 2 hours. So I'm just gonna listen to Enya and hyper focus on Cat.
Enya. My mother used to love Enya.
Oh no! You know what? It was the first MP3 album I ever owned. Was it? Oh God! Was it Caribbean? Was there an album called Caribbean Blue? Was Caribbean Blue just one of the songs?
I don't know. You're far more of an Enya fan than I am. But can I draw your attention for a moment, Kate, to what I've just discovered?
Boudica, that was it.
Wasn't that like an old Queen or something?
Yeah, I think.
I don't know.
Right, what was the album? Oh, it was just a single. What? On the Shepherd Moon album. Yeah. You see, the thing is, the reason it is like that is because the first LAN party I ever went to was a friend's house who his mum listened to Enya. And he just got himself a brand new 52-speed CD rewrite DVD drive.
Oh yes, with burn-in protection.
Yeah, and we were like, wow, and he was like, yeah, it's super fast. So we're like, oh, let's rip a CD. So literally, the first CD we could see was his mum's Enya CD. So slapped it in, and then pressed the big rip button, and then about 8 minutes later, we had a brand new, fresh off the press, Enya album. And then we're like, amazing. Wow, this is the future. And then we're listening, and then he just put it on, and we were listening to it, and we're like, hey, this isn't too bad. So we all got the end. We all downloaded the Enya album. It was just CD writers.
I think peaceful about. I remember getting the. A friend of mine used to burn a lot of CDs for no apparent reason many years ago, but he didn't. He got like the first generation one, so it didn't have the front run protection and stuff.
I was just going to say the same thing. Oh, I was so panicky looking at that.
Like, don't move the mouse! Don't move the mouse!
Don't move that mouse!
It's lagged. Yeah. Oh no!
Oh, and then you have a look at the disc, and it's like it's got this visible gap.
Yeah. Where
the buffer underrun failed.
Like it just gave up.
Yeah, can't do anything with the computer because otherwise the buffer will just empty. Like, oh no. It was stressful.
Those are real problems. And I agree, Zafford. Back in the day, it's like you were the cool kid if you had a CD writer. People would be wanting to. They'd be queuing up to be your friend. Hey, mate.
Make me an album. So a friend of mine came in. He's like, "Oh, I've got them for you." He's got like chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water, and I've got like a few corn CDs, and I've got like Offspring Americana, I think it was, and I was like, "This is amazing!" Yeah, couldn't wait to get home and play them on my CD player.
CD players, remember them? Oh, they were a thing, right?
It was just, Okay,
about
and now, the only thing in my flat that actually has a drive in it is the PlayStation. Nothing else does.
Yeah, I've got a PlayStation 4 still, just so that's the. I can't get rid of it because just in case I ever want to watch a DVD or a Blu-ray or something, that is the avenue to that.
I think I'm going to have to listen to. I'm going to have
to listen to. Agrees with your music selection there, by the way.
He also has good taste.
I remember playing. I used to take my PC around to a friend's house quite often because he had. Do you remember Force 9 internet back in the day? We used to get free internet for the whole weekend.
Oh God,
it was delightful.
There was another one that Telewest did it. Was it Telewest?
I don't know. There was probably a few of them, but he used to get that. And we'd all pile around his house, and we'd all play like Diablo 2 and go online and stuff. And I remember for some reason I was just listening to Busta Rhymes, just Busta Rhymes, just non-stop. And it was like he'd just be yelling at me about, "Oh, I'm killing stuff on time. I'm in the zone." Oh, it was delightful. What a childhood. Right, Bulma, what am I doing up here?
I wanna find some. Oh, there was EasyNet, Demon, Hypex.
Oh yeah, Demon. I vaguely remember that.
UK Online. Do you remember UK2? Like they sort of exist. Like UK2 did all the Counter Strike and Team Fortress servers. Oh.
Yeah, div class box. It is a box. Right, box. Let's try and style this a bit better then. So box, and I'm gonna have a. I'm gonna want like a bit just to visualize what I'm thinking here. Paint.net, and it's no doubt gonna say, "Do you want to update, mate? Do you want to update?"
Yeah, no. Use Paint.net because it creates a system restore point.
I'm not sure if it does.
One of the few things that does. It's one of the few things that does. It creates a system restore point when it's installing. Because why not?
There's a class variable as well. Again, I'm probably gonna replace all this with OpenRPG at some point. This was just to get me going. What's the shortcut in here? There we go. Unit builder. Do that, and we'll have a class thing as well. Faction type. Class type. Fighter. Actually, it's a bit redundant having faction on the end. I'm gonna get bin that off. Yeah, well, I mean, I do quite a bit of JavaScript. Well, I say that I haven't really done much programming in like a year, but historically I do JavaScript and C# and stuff primarily. What do they call it? Full stack? Are we technically full stack devs? Okay.
Oh God, don't start. yeah, technically, yeah. Like, like full stack basically means that you're not a complete, like.
I feel like you're gonna be controversial here.
No, I mean anybody can be right. The thing is that like anybody can be a full stack developer. Any developer can be a full stack developer. Like by the loose definition of the term. But every developer has their preferred, like what they prefer to work in. Like some devs really like the web, like, you know, HTML, CSS aspect of it. Some devs really like the guts of data processing back end stuff. And it's like, and there's probably very few devs that really love both. So I don't know. That's my opinion. Like, and the thing is that as soon as you go to something like mobile dev, there's no such thing as front and back. It's just mobile dev. Like, and it depends on the industry, because like if you think about like game dev, like, you know, for indie game developers, they're just indie game developers. They just make the game.
But just make the game, bro.
They just make the game. They do everything. But then when you're the size of Rockstar, it's like you have sound effect developers that solely work with sound effects guys to like properly hook up atmospheric sound effects. It's like, that's so niche. But
yeah, I guess
it's
like, you think about it like
that. But the thing is that like they may go and do like you know, they do game system programming on another end, like on another game, where they end up doing things like, you know, cutscene, like camera management stuff and all sorts of things like that. It's like, I think any dev like has their own little preferred thing to work on. It's just that some companies are like, you are a JavaScript developer, therefore you'll be given this work, and it's like, All right, mate. What's your problem?
One of the things I found with the separation between like front and what the hell is going on now? We've got somebody else doing stuff. Let's go back to
oh, spinach, right.
excitement. Run for the hills. Run for your life. There you go. One of my favourite is this one here. You can just take a moment for this one. Oogie Marabi. Oh. Delightful. And it kicks off in a minute.
I've not been listening. I've not been listening to it. I have you stream on mute because I value my sanity.
Yes. Whatever. Yeah. I only come on here for the abuse. That's the only. I'm like, relish a night of abuse. Can't wait. That's what Gooch must be like. Yeah, well, just touch on what Zafford said. There's like, it used to be a case of, oh, I'm a level designer. Now it's like, no, I'm an environmental artist. I'm a effect artist. I'm a whatever. There's so many like separations, like you say, in the big companies, where they've got so many different niche roles. Whereas, like you say, if you're an indie, you're just doing everything. Just got one hat with many feathers in. Would that mean you're a peacock? You're a peacock? Not you specifically. Just any. Yeah, that's your job. Well, I'm a professional peacock.
I honestly don't know, but I think it just did. Yeah, I'm a peacock.
We'll make them a with class, and they can be a class type. Nope, they're not a CLS compliant attribute. Nope. And they can be a rogue.
Not
rouge.
Not CLS compliant. Holy shit.
My brain's just broken. What am I doing? What am I actually? Oh, that's what I'm doing. I'm making the unit avatar.
I'm just like aggressively refactoring this stuff, and it just feels so nice.
I know, refactoring is so delicious.
It's just delicious. It's like I'm making code, just less shit.
That's it. Iterating towards less shit. That's all we can hope for. I'm sure there is a term peacocking as well, Zafford. The column that I want. Wait. I don't want a table. No, I want columns or something. Column. Oh, because I can. I can.
I have a major beef sometimes with the idea of TDDs. Do the simple thing first. Like, I think it just gets so misinterpreted, like what simple actually is.
Yeah, and also it kind of it's like they kind of make you turn off self-awareness, whatever, or like normally when somebody goes, right, I got a problem. I'm not sure what you're like with problem solving, but I'm kind of thinking, right, okay, I have to build this bit, which will look into that bit, which will do that bit. And like you kind of build up this tree in your mind, aren't you, of how everything's going to be connected and everything's going to.
You start thinking, it's like this is not my first rodeo. I know how this shit goes down. So like, it's almost a disservice to people that have actually done this stuff before, like to go, oh well, don't think about that. Just do the simple thing that could work. It's like, well, I immediately know that I'm going to run into scaling issues, like as soon as I do any more than 10 operations on this thing. So can we just do it properly, please? It's like, no, you're going to naively traverse this array every time. Like, no, just stop.
It's also like, okay, we're going to make one single class, and we're going to write in the bits of code that we think we're going to need, and then we'll test it. And then you're like, okay, great, you've done that. Then it's like, okay, now we're going to make another one. For God's sake, just give me the CDN. See, I don't want to sign it. There we go, CDN, there we go. Oh. Yeah, so you kind of like, you're just having to do all this arbitrary shit. Whereas really, like with this, I'm just making classes and I'm changing the classes as I go, and I know it's iterating towards what I need because I know the domain well enough. But even if I don't know the domain well enough, I'll still be iterating towards something. But I don't want to test until I'm at a point where I've got actual tangible logic that I'm going to want to test. Me just making some throwaway shit that I know is not going to work. Me running a test on that isn't going to prove anything. Well, it's going to prove that it doesn't work, but we already knew that. Yeah, Mini Supermarket, there was quite a bit of... I mean, don't get me wrong, ThoughtWorks, who came in, they are brilliant guys, ThoughtWorks. Brilliant team of devs, but they were kind of like, they were mandating, right, okay, pair programming at all times. And I was like, yeah, I don't mind sitting with people. And it makes sense to some extent when you're mentoring people, but I don't know, you just, because there's no sort of like, oh, I'm just getting it back to my desk, or I'm just going to listen to music for a bit. You're just kind of forced to sit there and, I don't know, I just didn't like it much. And TDD was kind of a step further down that line where you're like, oh, I should do all this mundane shit. As long as the tests are there, and it's all compliant, and we've got the BDDs there, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
I'll lose our mind over this. Right, what was I doing? Yes. Name, cool.
I start using it. If I use an appropriate data structure immediately, they're like, whoa, is that the simplest thing? I'm like, well, yeah. Get off my back.
Even if it isn't, it's like let's not get hung up on those like optimization stages.
Yeah, it's like just let me use this. It's not complex. It's just a generic collection.
There's me saying that as I've got bytes for fields.
I mean, the thing that would, do you know what I would love? I would love C# to have type defs. Like somehow, I don't know how it would work, but I would love it if they could.
What do you mean type def?
So you know, like how C# you would create something called like a health value. I don't know. Obviously, don't call it that, and it would be an unsigned int. So
making your own like
health
type
value everywhere, and it'd be a uint. But you would. So as soon as you try and mix them, it goes, why are you trying to add a health value to an armor value or something? It's like, it makes no sense.
I know what you're
like, you can do it. You could probably do it using maybe records. Maybe records would be a little less shit way of doing it now, actually. Because they have auto-generated value comparison, don't they? They have some other magic, but like the only way to do it would be to create like a struct and then create all of the bloody like operator magic to get them to just act like correctly. Make it work, make it right.
You can kind of end up
Absolutely.
running into like if you make so many custom types, and like you might end up running around to a point where you're like, oh, I just want to use this armor bit with a weapon bit. They're both values, but I can't apply my armor.
No, but you could. You would be. You would be able to, but you wouldn't. It would have to be an explicit act of you doing that, not just a accidentally twizzing your method signature parameters around or something like that. It would go no. Because
no, stop right there.
Because if you've got loads of ints just being passed around, then it's obviously less than great. But yeah, it's just I don't know. I just like theorizing over that stuff. Just good old. Oh my god, my backspace just got stuck and just deleted all over my code.
Oh no.
Yes, I know, computer. I know how you feel. I know how you feel about my code.
Have you got a Bluetooth keyboard?
No, it's just some
happens to me quite a bit.
The delete key. What's my unit price? That's 3. Discount 2. That's 45. Let's run it again. Right, that's it. Done. Additional requirement. You did a carrier bag charge. Because of course there is.
I'll make a look at that.
The idea is that in these katas, like in the interviews I'd do, it's like, can you make sure you make regular commits with details on the refactorings actual refactorings that have taken place? I've got 2 commits. One's called initial commit, and one's called done. Ta-da!
Like
do as I say, not as I do. Yeah.
Updated code.
I just whip. That's what I've written. I've just written whip. Yeah. Yeah. Easy peasy.
Right. So that to be the health number. Give me the health number. I can get rid of the 2 string as well. See if it freaks out. Not as primary, it says danger. Danger!
Oh, look at this. I just found a job. LinkedIn sent me, oh, you may be interested in this. PMO, Operations Manager for Accenture. Oh,
that sounds amazing.
Oh, God. Or a Security Risk Manager for DWP Digital. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Sky is the limit.
The sky.
They said I could be anything. So I became a PMO.
Yeah. What do you want to be when you grow up, Timmy? I want to be a PMO. Well, yeah. Oh my God.
What am I doing here? I want an icon.
Here we go. A lead agile project manager. Finance manager. Like why do people find that stuff interesting? Like obviously they have to do it. Like there's a job that needs to be done in the world that involves finance and regulation. But who wakes up in the morning and goes, oh, it's gonna be another wonderful day of looking at finance regulation stuff? Like who?
Not me.
I don't.
Not me.
Not me. Yeah. Maybe that's the thing. Maybe if I could understand that frame of mind, I would be tempted to go for that job. Maybe
you've got to get inside the deer.
Yeah.
Where
you've got to
the
think
deer?
what motivates this person, and then a psychologist would probably be able to say, yeah, they're just completely psychopathic. It's just
crazy.
Like why
narcissistic
would you
tendencies.
Oh yeah.
I need an icon for the heart.
Does anyone just like to do the refactor? It says move types into matching files and watch how it just like sprinkles a load of new files. I'm like, oh, that's nice.
But what are you doing?
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really annoying when sometimes I'll press like the wrong refactor, and then it just starts adding so much shit everywhere, and I'm like, no, undo. It's never quite the same. It's like when you've made toast and you can't make it bread again. You can try, but...
Or no, you've made toast and you're like, well, it's gone cold. Maybe if I just blast it for like 20 seconds, that'll get me back to where it was. It's like, it's already done. Damage has already been done. Yeah.
That's going to be an S word.
Right, well, I think I've probably got as far as I could get on that kata. What are we at? 10:30. Let's try another one. My brain seems reasonably flexed now.
I need a font awesome of paywalling weapons.
Why are they paywalling weapons? Oh, is Noun Project free?
Oh, maybe, but it's not as easy as
just go to Noun Project. Do you want a weapon?
Well, I just want to they've got swords in this, but I can't think of it.
Yeah. Just go to Noun.
Yeah, well, I use Noun for this, but you got to give a tribute to whatever the word is.
Oh my God! Just do it. Just say. Oh, I got it from Noun Project.
Fist. Maybe there'll be a fist. I've got a fist. It's fine. I've got a fist.
Does Noun Project have non-commit? Or you're not thinking of selling this, are you?
No, not at all. It's open source. It's MIT. MIT.
Do you want me to make you? Do you want me to make your weapon? I can do it.
I mean, I could do it if I really want to. I just want to put a freaking fist thing in there and be done with it. Baz fist.
Pop's got this nice little house in Valheim now. It looks very nice.
I keep looking. I keep looking over every now and again.
Portals and like it. Yeah, it looks all good. Yeah. Looks like he's died though, because his character's naked. Well, mostly naked.
Is that you try to tell us that you're kind of missing out on Valheim? You're like, oh, I wish I was there.
No, not really. I mean, I know it's game pretty nice. Fine.
No, let me check. I'm gonna have to mute myself while I blow my nose. It's doing my head in.
Oh yeah. Please do not. Please do not let us hit that. Kata. Kata's in C#. Oh, Gilded Rose.
I'll be honest, blowing it didn't really help much.
Have you done the Gilded Rose kata before?
I haven't done any katas, I don't think. I think I've had to do buzz, fizz, buzz.
Oh
fizz,
yeah,
stuff,
yeah, fizz buzz. Yeah. Did you just get completely owned by fizz buzz then?
Yeah, well, it's like I'm sure I need a modulus here somewhere. Sure, I need a modulus operator. No one ever remembers how to use that one.
Yeah, because how many times do you use modulus? You use it once, and precisely once, and that is fizzbuzz.
Quite cool. I'm keeping that one.
Like, what is the fizz? I've done it once, but it wasn't for an interview.
Oh, it's something like you've got to basically loop around to 10 or something, and on even numbers it's fizz, and on odd numbers it's buzz, and then if it's a 5, it's fizz buzz or something like that. You basically want to make sure. Can you iterate and check if it's in? You need to. NPMI is odd.
NPMI is odd. Oh no! Oh no!
NPMI is fizzbuzz. Yeah.
I'm gonna. Right.
That's it. Job done. Job done.
Yeah. Job done. NPMI. Does fizzbuzz exist then? NPMI.
I don't know. I'm just being facetious there. And thanks for the link, Zaffa. That's very useful.
Folder, check out. I'm putting all my little kata stuff in here, so I can go back to it in a 20 years time and go.
Oh, what a
why did you waste? Yeah. Where did you waste your time with that? Yeah.
Oh my goodness! If I thought like that, I would be. I'd have had a breakdown by now. The amount of
there's so many projects. There's so many dev projects I've started, and someone's like, "Oh, what are you building?" It's like, "Oh, I'm building a thing," and it's like, "Are you gonna finish it?" It's like, "No, it's not the point. I'm never gonna finish it." Like I have a project. I have one project that I'm kind of proud of, but at the same time not proud of, and I will not. I will never pick it up again. And do you know what? It might actually be private. Let's have a look. See if it's on and it's private.
I've got. Oh, there we go. Some potential security vulnerabilities.
Where is it? Yeah. I've got a project called Daffy.
Daffy. What's Daffy?
And it's an almost TypeScript virtual machine.
There is a fizzbuzz, by the way. That I just found.
Fizzbuzz. Oh my god. NPM package to output 42. Of course. Yeah, this is how much time I wasted.
Is it private on GitHub, or is it open?
Yeah, it's private on GitHub.
I'll see it.
Yeah, I could share it with you so you could have a look, but
it's alright.
It's almost a little bit embarrassing because what it is what I wanted to do is I wanted to be able to mod a thing that I was working on. So I thought, I can just use JavaScript for it. I'll just use didnt. Which is a JavaScript interpreter. So I used that and then went, do you know what, this is really annoying because JavaScript sucks balls. Like, I hate it because, like,
I wouldn't know what you want about that.
File time checks. So I thought, do you know what, I can use TypeScript. But then I thought, okay, I'll put TypeScript in. And then I thought, I've got to turn my TypeScript into JavaScript. But I want the fact that some of my API like endpoints that you can use in the mod allow you to pass like lists of things. So I was like, oh, well, maybe if I create a TypeScript type definitions that say you can have a list of X and a list of Y or whatever that comes back from this thing, and put it in my TypeScript such and such thing. I was like, oh yeah, that'll work. But the thing is that the type information that I wanted, it just gets reified. Not reified. It just gets erased. Sorry, it just gets deleted. So, and I needed. I needed that information.
This is a conversation which me and Mez have all the time to do DI and interfaces. But sorry, carry on.
So I was like, turning TypeScript into JavaScript was fine, and using the definitions, the type definitions for my API endpoints or whatever that the application provided is fine. It's like it would work, but when I needed to basically do runtime type into information stuff on the values that are being passed around from TypeScript or JavaScript to my program, I couldn't do it. I thought, well, maybe if I write some sort of, like how C++ like method signatures get completely mangled, and it's just like full of ats and i's and underscores and shit like that, which is the type information. That's how it encodes it, so you can read it. I thought maybe I'll do that. So I did this thing where I parsed the TypeScript, and then I did some like name mangling, and then I would output the JavaScript, and I was like, God, this is getting hard work. And by that point, I'd pretty much written a TypeScript Alexa. Like, it would parse my TypeScript and it would generate a syntax tree for it. And I was like, I've got so close here. Why don't I just use TypeScript? So this is like the slow, so I've got my TypeScript syntax tree. I can parse TypeScript, like TypeScript 1.7, I think it was. I can parse an entire TypeScript thing. So I wrote something that would execute the TypeScript syntax tree, which is slow because it was just cache misses all over the place. It was just like just a total mess. But it worked. So I had a TypeScript interpreter, but it interpreted this syntax tree. So I thought, well, maybe this is like,
maybe somebody would buy this.
I thought maybe I should turn the syntax tree into an instruction set so that I can actually execute that. I thought, well, what instruction set shall I use? I don't really know. Like, I still want some of this type information in there. So then I started looking at the CLR, and I thought, well, maybe that offers the answer. So basically, Daffy is a TypeScript 1.7-ish TypeScript compiler. It will turn TypeScript into a variation of MSIL. And then I wrote a virtual machine for it to execute that. It outputs a library that is very similar to the assembly format that .NET, like the CLI uses. And I'm just like, what have I made? This is fucking pointless.
Well, it served a purpose.
But I was like, it was, as far as learning experiences, it was really good because like it's sort of got a debugger. It's got an instruction set, like format it'll output it, and it looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
But maybe
on that subject, you mentioned me and Mez have like been for years. We keep discussing dependency injection in JavaScript and TypeScript. It's like the holy grail because you want to ideally bind to an interface in TypeScript, but you can't do it in dependency injection because the interface is erased at runtime. So Mez ended up coming up with Pigly, which based off what somebody else had done, he basically made like a preprocessor bit to output like the interface as a constant. So behind the scenes, it would kind of go, well, actually, it would rewrite your binding to be like this iNinja would actually become bind whatever constant to Ninja. Imagine it, but we couldn't find a way to do it without the pre-processing step.
That's pretty much the same, very similar problem I had.
Yeah.
You need, because I wanted
yours
the
is
type
the processing
information to be
step,
there.
isn't it?
Sorry.
Yours is the pre-processing step essentially.
I mean, it's pre-processing plus. Yeah, it's. Yeah, I've got a test here called the 5-point palm exploding heart technique, which was a stress test for the compiler. What the fuck is that?
Nukes the CPU.
It's in script somewhere wherever that lives. It's fun. I would recommend it to anybody to write a parser and an interpreter. I mean, a compiler is probably a little bit like too far, but
well, I mean,
at least being able.
Once you've taken that much of a step towards,
but the thing is that we're like the compilation. It's like you think, well, what's your runtime? Like, what's your runtime going to be? Like, are you going to be able to like piggyback off the environment's garbage collection, for example? Like, if you're using JavaScript, if you compile into JavaScript, then that's fine. You just reuse it. But as soon as if you wanna target a desktop platform, like, what do you do? Do you like just sneakily like compile it to C#? Like that's what I was thinking about doing. Is like because the essentially this does something that the CLR doesn't, and that is it doesn't execute MSIL anymore. Like, jitting just it makes it not a thing anymore. Like, you can even do, you can use NGen and it compiles it ahead of time. It's just you never run MSIL. It's not meant. It's an intermediate language. It's like it's even in its name.
Well, they have got different outputs, haven't they, for .NET now? So you can actually you can bypass the MSIL completely and just go to the native.
Yeah. But if you pick like any CPU, then you're gonna get some MSIL shit there. But as soon as you try and run your program, it's gonna compile the library for your platform, like, which is where you can use NGen still, I think it is native image generator NGen for .NET 4. It's obviously not a thing anymore, but that's like that was the dog's balls for
that was your 1 year of your life used.
Yeah,
it's like, I'll start now. It can't be that hard. The prototype's done in like a few weeks, months.
You said how long do you think I spent working on Daffy?
I was gonna say a year or maybe 2. A year to 2 years.
Well, okay, so there's 588 commits, and I started in. Oh my god! Can we just go to like the end? I haven't even got it checked out, so I can't. Oh, I do have Daffy checked out. Okay, so I started it in 1st of December 2015 and finished it on the. Oh, so I didn't even finish it on the 18th of November 2016. So nearly a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's going. I spent years on projects and being like, you have to bin it.
I did actually spend probably about several days on some particularly nasty stuff.
Something like that.
It still haunts me. Operator precedence. That wasn't fun. Because there's like an algorithm for parsing an expression. So
the AST trees and everything like that is just.
Oh, I will see you later, Zaphod. Then I'm sure they will see you later too when he reads chat.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, yeah, I was too busy looking at stupid HTML. Thanks for watching, buddy.
See you later. Sorry, what were you saying then, Lee?
I can't remember. I'm too busy trying to work out why this column is not being in line with the other column. Like 2 columns, be in line columns.
Be in line. Be in line.
This is where like years of my life get sapped away just looking at why CSS or design things aren't working. I'll have a look into them. I just normally I don't normally have music on, it's just as I'm deving. So what were you gonna say, Kate?
I'm just talking to myself. Yeah.
Well, we're talking about projects which kind of never went anywhere.
Yeah.
I started on. I mean, I've still not fully finished it, but I started making I thought that was a GIF, but it's not. But I started making a node editor thing where basically. Oh my god, that's so low resolution. That's awful. But basically, like you see that bit there. I'm not sure if you're watching the thing, but
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically like you can put nodes in and stuff and like I want to add a system here, I want to add a system there, or like with MVC, you could make a plugin which would be, I'm gonna add a view here, I'm gonna add a controller there, and basically you do it in like the code in the node things, and then on the right it'll generate the code for you, so you can basically generate an entire project based off like all these bits, and you can basically use the types elsewhere, but because like it knows the convention on how like how a system should behave, you can go, oh yeah, right, okay, I know what a system looks like, I'll fill in the bits for a system. And yeah, but it was because it wasn't tied to any particular type, it was just an architecture, so you could make like, I think off here I've got a general .NET one which is built off 3CSRX, then there's an ASP MVC one which I started on. But basically the idea was that like you'd have this node editor to generate code. So you could kind of, from a visual aspect, go, oh, cool. Because I used to use a program ages ago called Uframe for Unity, which was amazeballs. And on that, it was, for God's sake, yes. For goodness sake, just sign me in. Show me the image. Yeah, so on this it was all like node bits which were all linked together, and you basically like, it was an MVVM thing originally, but they did an ECS one. But you could basically go, right, so I got this view model, and I've got with the computeds off there. You have like computeds and then like state machines underneath that and stuff. It was really cool. It was all made by one guy as well, and it was amazing what he'd done. But because in Unity people don't like design, code design and stuff. It didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately. He wasn't selling enough. So, yeah, it was kind of based off that, where you'd be able to make like your own. It's less visual programming, because I'm not really a massive fan of that stuff. But it was more like a high-level architecture. You could make all the bits, and then it'd generate the code for you, and then you just go off and fill in the little bits that you cared about. But you could then package that and share that with somebody else, and they could kind of link to your project. Anyway, that was something I started on, and I was like, yeah. It's been a good few months on that, and then was like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to do any more on that. Which is always the way. This is the way.
I wanted to make a particle effect editor that spat
I did that, almost.
That spits out a basically a list of instructions that can be used, like basically the particle instructions, like how the particle should behave.
Yes, like that.
I mean, sort of, but like obviously you've got all this parameterization stuff there. Does it export like JSON or XML or
I honestly can't remember. This was ages ago for XNA, before Monogame was a thing.
Yeah.
But I think it exported something that was usable.
Yeah. Because I was thinking like.
Images.
Yeah, I was thinking like something that could then be executed on a GPU. You know, like it would actually generate
GPU, thingy.
It would actually generate the program for it instead of it being just the CPU doing the instructions and then like blatting out quads, whatever.
Because I think a lot of them do.
I just thought I don't need to do that. All I need to do is just start working on my flipping game again, and stop getting carried away with science projects. As much as I like them, I wanna like make a game I can play. Write a program that prints the numbers from 1 to 100, but for the multiples of 3, print fizz.
Oh, you're doing fizz buzz?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to do it now with stuff.
What's so if it's multiples of 3, print fizz. Okay. So let's see what we've got. We've got 1, 2, 3 fizz, 4, 5 fizz, 7, 8 fizz, 10, 11 fizz. Looks like we're fizzing. And for the multiples of 5, print buzz. Okay. Else if I modulus 5 equals 0, console right line buzz.
You become a code to text thing. I'm not doing Unity. I'm just pissing about. I'm gonna mute you for a minute because you already heard the spiel about what I'm doing, haven't you? So I'll mute you. So it basically started off as when people want to make a game, they're like, oh, I want to make a game. Well, that's cool, and you might jump into Unity and be like, oh, I'm in the design a bit, and I'm making game objects and stuff for my things. But I was kind of like, well, you don't. Well, I'm not saying you shouldn't. You shouldn't do that. But I was kind of trying to show how you can do view first stuff. View separation, and do like the modeling first. So basically, I've got a unit, and I've got a grid which I'm not using yet. I've got unit builders, and I've got a game bootstrapper which does stuff. But at the moment I'm playing my game, which doesn't actually do much, in a web browser with a game loop, because it's like, well, you don't need Unity. You're not tied to a view. And basically, I was going to start this as a kind of ongoing series because I fancied making something where I'd make the game and go, hey, I've made the game bits, and then I'll slowly go, well, hey, now we've got the browser bits doing a game. Let's do the same in Monogame. And basically, all I'm going to do is take the web bit, bin it, and put Monogame on, and then go, oh, let's do it in Unity, and take that away and put it in Unity, and that's pretty much it. I'll put Kate back on. I finished waffling now. Well, I'm finished waffling. That never stops, but.
Oh right, okay. So the waffling's finished. I was listening to rolling air raid vehicle on the west.
No, I wasn't open transport tycoon though. And we're both watching Gooch. There he is. Another. Should we see if he can wave us?
Hey, the Gooch.
Wait, let's see if we can get a wave. Look at that face. Oh, concentration. Concentrate. I mean, there's going to be a delay. Small delay. Oh, he's eating grilled neck tail. No, he's can't tell. He can't tell.
Can't tell. He's just
like,
you see, it's like having like a pet fish.
Yeah,
I think.
Pet fish. What was that? Yeah, the unit avatar thing. So I need to make a CSS thing. CSS.
Oh my god, he nearly got killed by a tree.
What an idiot.
I know, God. Right, okay. And for the numbers which are of multiples of both 3 and 5, print fizzbuzz. Okay.
That's what it really annoys me how Visual Studio goes, oh, you're in debug mode, let me change all the stuff around for you. Don't do that. Do not do that. Silly thing. You're right, CSS. Eat the fuck. I just wanted a CSS file. Style sheet.
Is this like is Fizzbuzz like a real thing then? Do companies actually use that?
Yeah. I've many years ago, back when coding exams were a thing. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. Coding tests.
Yeah.
Avatar. With 10 years. And let's pull that in on the index.
I love it. On the C2 wiki, I was just reading about it, and it's like some people are like turning it into a complete code golf, which I find quite funny.
Doing what? Sorry.
A code golf. It's like code golfing is like you.
That does ring a bell. That term.
Yeah. So the idea in golf is there's a par, like, and you would try and get us under it. Code golf is there's a someone says I've done this in 80 characters, and then you go, oh, I've done it in 78. It's like you've just got to do it in as fewer characters as possible, and there's a few languages that are actually built for code golfing.
Like headfuck.
So
is that one of them?
No brain fuck is like opposite. Brainfuck is like many extra characters, because you've literally got like a comparison, a jump, an increment, and that's maybe a couple of others. There's like literally like five opcodes. I think. I can't remember. I've never written in brainfuck. How many opcodes does it have? It has 8. It has 8.
It was just silly, so I never used it.
It has increment, pointer, decrement, pointer, increment value, decrement value, output, input, and 2 jumps. Yeah. Yeah.
For goodness sake, just put them next to each other, you silly thing. That's definitely enough. 13.
There is another command. There is another language called Ooey that's inspired by Mr. Poopy Butthole from Rick and Morty. Ooey.
Why is that not collapsing down? Let me change the gutter. It's the gutter.
The gutter.
The gutter.
Your brain is in the gutter.
Yeah. Because I'd like to actually get back on with actually doing dev rather than stupid styling stuff.
Yeah.
Gap. No gap. Is gapless.
Oh yeah.
Ding. That's give you what I want. Is gapless. Nope, that dog shit. Why?
You see, this is why nobody likes.
That's why everybody likes.
It's like, no.
Oh yes. Display block. No, why would you put column display block? No. That seems stupid. Why would it have block?
Is what's this called that you're using?
It's Bulma.
Right. Okay.
Why would they
possibly? Does it say unopinionated, lightweight, or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's the tagline, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't get how it can possibly function with a with a block on there. Like, how wide does that have to be? Like, all the width, and it's like no.
Actually, I'm gonna say Bulma doesn't look that bad. Actually,
Bulma's quite good. I mean, it's just like a slightly different bootstrap. Because I'm just trying to do the bare minimum sort of stuff here.
I should have a play around with it. It might not suck ass. I don't know.
13 years.
Because my front end skills do so.
Well, that's the thing. I'm shit at design and stuff. I just want to make stuff happen. And we'll do the code. And have the other stuff die.
You see, I don't know if I'm an idiot, but I still don't understand Webpack configs.
Oh, I can explain that. I know how they work.
Like if someone sat you down and pulled out an M9 Beretta, put it at your temple, and said, "You have 10 minutes to create a valid Webpack config without an internet connection," would you be dead? Would you be dead?
I don't know. It'd be a tough one. But it depends what version of Webpack. Are we version 4? I'm possibly putting things for version 4.
Whatever, like 4. No, I don't know. Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I don't know. 4.
Yeah, I could probably just about cobble one. I mean, not right now, because I haven't really done much real coding for like a year. But historically, I probably could have. Yeah. I did enough of that shit. Inspect. Right, they're where they should be. Column. What? Oh no, that's up there. Unit avatar box. Unit avatar box. Make it bigger, please.
Maybe I need to get like the Webpack source and then just like look at it and see what it's actually doing under the covers.
Yeah, it's not doing.
Like functionally, I understand it, but it's what I don't understand is the config is a bit like.
Oh, it's magic.
It's super flexible. Oh, it tries to make it look like it's super flexible, but there's only like 3 different ways you can actually use it. It's like, thou shalt write this here, you have to write that there. Like, this works like this, that works like that. And it's like, okay, so out the box defaults, like, why not make it a bit simpler?
Figured it out. Come on, please be it so I can get on and do something else. I hate that I have to rebuild it.
Can you write Webpack configs in TypeScript, or does it have to be?
Well, it depends. Depends because there's multiple ways of writing them. If you're writing them as a JS file, yeah, you could do them as a TypeScript one. But
that'd be interesting.
You're still writing a load of JSON output as a JS
the thing is that you're essentially, instead of writing a config file, you're just writing this big JSON blob without a schema, and it's like, I thought we were better than this.
Yeah. Well, apparently we're not. You have done JavaScript right.
It's like, I thought
we know we're not better than this.
And it's like the whole, like, I'm looking at this, and it seems to be the whole reason in this Webpack config that it's a JS file that returns this JSON blob is because you have to do a path.resolve for the output path. And there seems to be some things that are being, some plugins that are being newed up inside the config. It just feels really odd. It's like, this isn't a config. This is like some sort of builder thing. Like, what is it doing?
Yeah, that'll do for now. Yeah, well, you're effectively using a build because you got the module, which is like the you basically do, assuming you're not doing anything too crazy. You got each module, which is each kind of process a bit. So you have like the CSS one, which goes through and goes, oh right, okay, I'll take your CSS and I'll output that as a stream, and then you go, well, actually I want the CSS as a separate file, or I want it inline, and then it just munges that through. And then you got the TypeScript one, which handles off to the TypeScript processor and stuff. But it's mainly the actually think about it, I'd be able to write some of it. I'd know the high level bits. I'd probably fuck it up. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm dead. I think I'd die.
I think the guy would just shoot you. Yeah.
Swordfish dead.
But the thing is I know. Yeah, exactly. But like, if someone said to you, can you write a valid, I don't know, web config rewrite for index.htm, like you could probably go in there and edit it and then come out reasonably successful because, well, there's a well-defined schema for it, and
well, I'd argue there's a well-defined schema-ish for
there
isn't. There isn't.
There isn't.
The linter for it.
A linter. It just goes like I love JavaScript linters. Like they will quite happily ignore the fact that you've tried to divide the number 380 by a string.
Yeah, because there's more important things like you've not put an underscore on the style.
But then it'll go. But then it'll go. You have missed a space between that parenthesis and that one. It's like, yeah, but the whole thing's on fire over there. It's like, well,
doesn't matter. We're not looking over there.
We're not looking over there. We're not looking at this blatant disregard for type safety.
We're looking at the mess
the fact you've missed a space. Yeah. I find that the JavaScript linters have missed the point of linting.
Maybe controversially,
like the thing. I mean, yeah, linting is supposed to make sure your code looks nice, but like that's in their out of the box configuration. It's like some sort of like code Stasi. It's incredible.
Yeah, the styling stuff, I have to turn a lot of that off. It's just noise. It's like I'll try and be like a real JavaScript person when I'm in the JavaScript world, but sometimes I'm like, just shut up, linter.
I think that's actually one thing that C# doesn't. There isn't a like a.
There's a style cop.
Oh, don't talk about style wife and FX wife. Like, yeah. I don't.
Just to point out, there is them. There is them.
Yeah, but... they are there. They are there, but like
no one uses them.
They're not. No one uses them because they're just like they're just not very good. And the thing is, FX cop was never meant to be used outside Microsoft. I don't even know why Microsoft made. No. Do you know the reason why it's called FX cop?
Why?
It's framework cop, right? And it's what Microsoft used internally to verify that changes to the actual .NET framework code were kosher. So there's rules in FX cop, like the number of types within a namespace, for example. It's set to something like 5 by default. And there's all sorts of rules around like things that you would look at and go, well, I don't care. Like, why are these rules in here? But when you look at it from the aspect of FX cop was meant for Microsoft internal builds to prevent certain rules being broken within the .NET framework, then it makes a lot more sense. But people were using FX cop in internal line of business applications going, well, what these rules make no sense. Style cop, on the other hand, I guess does make more sense that that's publicly available. But yeah, it
you know,
yeah, many moons ago. That's why. Yeah, I mean, let's have a look. FX cop is a free static code analysis tool from Microsoft that checks .NET managed code assemblies for conformance to Microsoft's .NET framework design guidelines, which is not really applicable to much else. It detects COM interop issues.
Oh, yeah. That's what you need to be looking out for.
That's what you need, isn't it?
DLLs.
Yeah.
Don't want to be missing out on problems there.
But now we have Roslyn and all of the wonders.
Oh, Roslyn.
Yeah.
I do like a bit of Roslyn. And Ryujit.
Oh, yeah. Roslyn analyzers. I mean, yeah, fine. Maybe. I mean, even the .NET Roslyn analyzers aren't really meant for analyzing your own code. Like, so how are you getting on with your thing then? I was just rambling about stuff.
It's alright. It's alright. It's good. I'm just trying to remember how to actually add. I just basically want to fudge. I think I remember. It's something like this. Is there?
I think I'm going to do the Gilded Rose Kata.
I think that, but I'm kind of freestyling. My brain's kind of starting to fall apart now. I think I've gone past my my allotted mental assertion amount. You know when you've got
Tom's gone.
Tom's gone. Here we go. The last known picture of Tom. There he is. There he is. 5 people. He got 5 there. Good job on him.
And
Nobody else was talking about this, but.
And he wasn't paying attention to anybody. I don't know.
Dead to us.
I don't know. I don't know.
That's just right. That bit there work. Need to change that one over to just be. Yeah, I've been semi-controversial. Right? I've taken the if to see if the player's dead out of the index and put it into the actual component in itself. Bold move cotton. See if it pays off.
Bold move cotton.
Because I thought, well, you can just. I mean, I kind of thought up front, oh, I'm just gonna make a grid. I'm gonna make a grid component, and then everything will be displayed in the grid component. But it's not gonna be that easy because I'm not blitting things. This is more like a I'm sure the word begins with R. You got immediate and retained. It's like a retained. GUI. So
oh my god, your DirectX 5 days are showing.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, it was the same sort of stuff with Silverlight because I did a if we go back to pointless projects that we worked on in previous lives, I did a. Sometimes
do people even differentiate between immediate and retained anymore? Is that a thing?
Depends.
Because like I mean, unless you're doing something super noddy, like super noddy, then you wouldn't be able to do. You've got an MMORPG.
Yeah, well, years ago, like it started off from, if we go back even further, just after fresh out of university, me and a friend of mine made
PHP MMORPG.
Yeah, you notice how it's not MM? Oh, because it wasn't massive. It wasn't massive, but there was. Let's find a screenshot of actual stuff in the game.
Yeah.
It's taken ages to load. Ages to load.
Your server's just garbage.
Yeah, so like here you go. So this is like how old am I now? This would be like 18 years ago or something.
This is like planetarium.
Yes, exactly, planetarium sort of thing. But I actually had real-time PvP and stuff in this through Ajax. And then
did it really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
No expense.
Do you know what? Do you know what? You were probably building this around about the same time I was making my browser-based multiplayer
only we knew each other
back
then,
where you would fly a spaceship around and you would upgrade it and you'd shoot against other things and other people would shoot you, and it was like WebSockets didn't exist, like RP, like being able to like communicate with a browser was just like it was just.
Ajax wasn't formalized either, really.
No, it wasn't. I even had some sort of. Well, I mean, it was a bit of a mess. Let's be quite honest. But it did have a windowing. It did have a windowing system. It had all sorts of stuff, and server side, it had login server, zone server, chat server, and a few other things. It's long gone. I think I've long lost the code for it. I have no screenshots of it.
Oh, look, I've got most of this stuff in source control somewhere.
Because it's probably on a CD. It's probably on a CD somewhere.
That's it, a CD, which is
that's on Docker. Oh no, I'm talking like 2000 and.
Oh, sorry. Yes, this was made. This was made like 18 years ago, but semi-recently, because I started to try and remake some of this. This is what made me make the OpenRPG load. But I thought I just need to get it running again, so I made a Docker container with a really old PHP and shoved that on there and got it working again. But if we jump back to that for a second, you see this? See that little person there?
Yeah.
Right. So we'll remember that, and then if we fast forward back to here, notice that's the same person. Because it was basically, this was like a real-time version of that. But I had like login nodes and like realm nodes and region, and it'd distribute where you were and stuff. And it was all in Silverlight, and it was a nightmare to try and get any reasonable frame rate because of the retained and blitzing modes. But I had actually I had a toolkit for it. A toolkit where you could create quests and things. Let's see if that loads. Why is it taking forever to load an image? It's like there's only 2 people watching it. It's not like I've got thousands of people all clicking on this link. Oh, no, that was a different one. That was XNA. That was.
Oh, right.
That was me going nuts.
You were doing some little test to see how many skelly bobs you could have.
Yeah. It was this one there. Do you remember we talked about win forms and stuff the other day?
Yeah.
Loved me a bit of win forms. Oh, delightful. Oh yeah, there was a level editor to make levels in because I think we saw a bit of that in one of the things.
Oh yeah.
The level and
this
the animation.
Is before tiled actually existed.
yeah, and then I think this one must have been the real editor. I was well proud of this. Even today, this was probably the best WinForms app I ever made because it was just so useful. When come on, load, just load. No, that's not the one. That was another thing. But you could embed the level thing. Come on, where's the? Oh, actually, sorry, it's this one. It's this one. MMORPG toolkit. I lied. It's this one. We'll get onto this. This page, I made this years and years ago because none of this is actually like these are from at least 5 years ago. Yeah, they're probably about a lot longer than that. Yeah, look at all this. You have like NPC quests and a dialogue editor, and that would actually be in the game.
Oh wow!
Yeah, look at the items. Look at that there, a data table thing. Oh, delightful! And you'd literally just go save.
How long did you spend working on these projects then? That must have been not insignificant amount of time.
Well, I think this editor probably took me a couple of months to actually get to this stage.
Yeah.
The actual PHP bit itself, that was on and off for a year or two. But I had Jode, who's actually my other friend Tom. He was like, "Oh, I'll do the graphics and stuff for it." And then when it actually came to we need loads of graphics, he didn't really have the time for it then. But to be fair, I wasn't that great at requirements gathering back then. So I was kind of like, "Oh, I don't really know how I want stuff to work." I basically wanted concept art, but I couldn't explain that because I didn't know the terminology. I was like, "I want some sort of concept and mock-ups, please," and he didn't really know what I was after. But I even put it on Facebook at one point. I embedded it into Facebook, and we had a few hundred people using it at one point. But so my eventual goal was to kind of have like an in-game. No, not that one. Where's the thingy with the world map on? I was trying to have like a currency in the world that you could maybe buy in-game currency back before microtransactions were a hideous thing.
You were trying to make microtransactions.
Yeah, kind of. But it was more a case of you could be like, "Oh yeah, well, I'll buy some extra goods for my character, whatever." But anyway, the idea was that I was gonna.
Is that a map with a fog of war?
Yeah, that was the fog of war because you haven't explored everywhere. And you'd have regions, the world, and stuff. And anyway, yeah, there was loads of stuff on that, and that there is what led to the creation of. And this was fairly recently when I decided to redo it. No, GitHub. Too many graphics. On this one, OpenRPG. Is there a screenshot of the editor? No, there isn't. But the editor for that is loosely based off that other editor. And this is a library for just general. Well, actually, I'll go to the demo one. The demo thing. So I made this like a couple of years ago, but this was made in Blazor, the early Blazor stuff. But it's like got the notion of requirements and effects, and like you can make a character, but then you can customize what stats they've got, and have like damage stat and things. So it's basically a framework for making an RPG or a sci-fi game or whatever, where all of this stuff is dynamic to some extent. Like these are extension methods on the stats object. So you could make your own custom stats on there, and like effects are applied and things. So you can like I've even got a character builder here. So you go, oh, I want a male, I want an elf, and I want a fighter. Give me a random name, and then poof, you get a thing. But the effects here are driving these values there. Anyway, it was all based off that original thing, and like having the inventory and stuff. And then put that in the inventory, and then quests. But there we go, there's the quest, a default quest, and you need a healing potion, you get some rewards. Anyway, I wanted to remake that as a mobile game. And I did make some progress. But yeah.
Well, I mean, if you did make it, like with the tech that's available now, you could just piss. Like,
it's a pain because in PHP land back then, it used to be like with web forms, you can be embedding stuff on the page, and like it'd just be the server would go, oh, I know to strip that bit out and do the server bit. So I need to look over some of that. But yeah, that's effectively what I was aiming for with that. And at some point I might, because there's also you don't do pen and paper stuff, do you? I'm sure we've had a conversation about this before.
No.
I'm sure Mikey wanted to try it, or somebody wanted to try it. There's this for making maps, like that world map you saw before.
I've seen this. Yeah, I've played around with it.
I like that. So I was like, maybe I should remake the thing, but use this for the world maps and the region maps and things.
It's very nice.
You can use a free version as well. Yeah, literally just use a free version. Amazing.
Just draw some shit on it. It's very nice, and the maps artistically are just very, very nice. Well, I've written my Fizzbuzz. Gilded Rose is a refactoring car, which I can't be arsed doing.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna go bed. I'm gonna go bed because I'm done. I've got this.
I've done 3 issues tonight.
Yay!
3 issues. Yay! 3 issues.
Yay! I need to do some actual coding on Last Hour.
Well, that's what I thought you were going to be doing. But if you've got interviews and stuff,
yeah, I've got an interview that I just want to at least like just put my brain in the correct gear. Just not written any C# for flipping ages. How was that?
I was having to attend a Azure webinar thing today to get the free training token for the Visual Fundamentals thing. It's like,
yeah.
Here's how to make a resource group. Just hurry it up.
Hey guys, so what we're going to do here is we're going to click on the resource group section on the left hand side, and then mouse cursor slowly moves over.
Yeah.
Click. And now we're going to click new. Click. And now we're going to type in the name of our new resource group. And then instead of typing, you see their cursor go over to this notepad file they've got off camera.
Copy and paste.
They copy and then paste it in. And then they go, and now we're going to select the appropriate region. For this, we're going to pick US,
Were
Ohio.
you running this course?
And it's like, and then they scroll down to US, Ohio. And it's like, I don't fucking care. Just pick UK South. It's at the top. Just do it.
Yeah.
And then they click it and it goes, and now we're just going to wait for Azure Resource Manager to create our new resource group. And it's like, just stop it. It's like, it's so painful.
Just kill me
it's like
now.
but the thing is, if you're actually watching something on Channel 9, it's like, it's got one of the Scots and it goes, right then guys, we're just going to create a new resource group.
One of the Scots. I know what you mean. It's Scott Anselman or
Scott Guthrie. And they'll just go, right, we're just going to create a new resource group. Click. What are we going to call it? I don't know. Let's call it Scott. Where do we want it? I don't know. Top one. Next. Done. Right. And it's like, and it's a fast pace, but you can pause it and play whenever. It doesn't need to be slow. And it's like,
Yeah, one of the
yeah.
Scots.
Well, I'm literally just attending them to get the free tokens. I got the free token for the data one and did the exam for that. It's a bit crazy because you do it online. Have you done any Microsoft exams before?
I have done one, but it was at a certification centre, so I just went in and started.
Oh, well, on the online one, it's kind of like being in a place. You've got to take pictures of your room, and somebody watches you on a webcam constantly. And they were like, "Oh, can you shut your curtains so people can't like give you answers through the window?" Well, okay.
Do you know what? I said to the guy at work, I said, I'm not gonna go through that bullshit. I'm just gonna wait, and I'm just gonna sit it in an actual exam centre. I'm not having somebody the other side of the world going, "Can you just make sure there's no one on your balcony?" It's like, there's no one on the balcony. Are you in the house alone? Yes. Can you make sure your cooker is turned off? It's like, why? It's like, because I can see a screen. I'm like, oh, God, no.
I didn't realise, but they told me off just after I started the exam. Like, you gotta take your watch off immediately. You can get kicked off for that. I'm like, oh, whoa, sorry. All right, let me.
Yeah, I just can't be doing that. It's like, and then they go, "What are you looking at?" And it's like, well, I was just looking outside. Keep your eyes on the screen.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't. Why?
But the way that, like, because the webcam's on me, I took my watch off there, I held my arms up like I was a hostage, showed them my arms.
Like, I am putting the watch on the floor. Do not shoot.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on the screen. Keep your eyes on the. Do not look down at the watch. and then a push notifications comes through on your smartwatch, and it goes ding. You go, what is that noise? It's my watch. What is it telling me? It's telling me that
it's crazy.
Azure SQL Server doesn't support such and such a thing unless you get the standard or enterprise. It's like, yeah.
They say on it, keep your phone nearby. Keep it out of arm's length, but we might call you throughout the test. So I got the phone far enough away so they're not going to like kick off, but close enough so I can actually read who's calling me. And oh my goodness, it was a bit mental. That.
Did they call you?
No, well no, they didn't. They just used the voice on the. I imagine it's if they can't get you through the voice on the actual app. Because yeah, this voice came through and like, hello, and I went, what? Whoa, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Like, welcome to the exam. It's like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah, but it was quite good. I've got another one on Friday. I've got the AI one. See if I can pass that.
Yeah. If you can hear me, blink twice. Like, right. Okie dokie. Who is that outside your window? It's the window cleaner.
Yeah. You failed.
Right. Okay.
Failed.
You have failed. You have failed. There is someone within line of sight. The window cleaner.
We have line of sight. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down now.
Oh, God.
The computer just goes off. Oh well, okay. I failed. Goodbye. Yeah. So I just said I have no intention of doing a Microsoft exam because I can't be bothered with them.
Yeah, well, I'm only doing it because everybody is after Azure these days, and because with remote roles, it's like you're up against the entire UK now. I thought, well, as they're doing them for free, I'm just gonna get the certs. Give me the certs, Microsoft, and then I can be like, yeah, I know about the Azure. Because the thing is, if you put Azure in your CV, they're like, well, you haven't put Azure. Are we looking for Azure Cosmos? Well, it's part of Azure, isn't it? But then they're not clever enough. Those recruitment monkeys. A lot of them are like, oh, you haven't specifically mentioned Cosmos. You haven't specifically mentioned. It's like, oh my God, it would take me all day I'd need a section on my CV just for Azure and just for AWS and Google Cloud and DigitalOcean just to list it all.
Yeah, I just listed the stuff that I have actually used, like, and if someone quizzed me on it, I would be able to like hold a good conversation on how it's used. Like, I think if I put something down like, I don't know,
Let's think of an Azure thing that I haven't used. Actually, Azure virtual machines. I know how virtual machines work. Of course I do. But if someone went, oh, tell me about this, that, and the other. What about these features? What about what are they? They're not scale sets. What are the other bloody thing that they've got? Some availability bullshit for like machine, like when they do restarts and stuff like that. It's like I kind of know that stuff exists, but I you know, it's not my expertise. Yeah. So I mean, I don't like, yeah, when you say like it's the entire UK that's applying for these jobs now instead of just like the local areas.
Well, for contracts anyway, because most of them are.
Yeah, for a remote. Yeah, I mean, if the Microsoft shit's there and you can just get it like free, then.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Oh, one sec. There you go. There you go. Do you know what I was saying? I was making a HTML. Doing the CV.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yes, I thought I'd use all these little things here for the little keywords and stuff. There's me. There's the stuff I know. I'd be confident enough to hold a conversation on almost any of those topics, I think.
Yeah.
But like where is it? Azure, where is it? Just I even put in function, Cosmos, etc. because they were too silly to understand that Azure was just like, yeah, you're bound to touch on the data and the other bits and things, but yeah.
Oh my god, you even put TFS and SVN in there.
Yeah, well,
I don't mind SVN. I you know, it is, but if someone went, oh yeah, we use TFS, I'd just like, no.
I think it's Centrica. I did go to somewhere like within the last decade, which was using SVN, and they were using TFS, the non-Git versions, as well. Yeah, I think
TFS is then like the actual the actual source control mechanism.
Yeah.
Not the.
Because I think people would say, "Oh, we're using TFS." Back then, it was, "Oh, we're using TFS." It's like, well, you're using the Git in TFS, or you're using actual TFS. Oh, we're using TFS.
Oh yeah, we're using like exclusive file locking stuff that doesn't. Yeah. Oh my god.
Like we're using source safe v2.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to bed. It's been emotional.
Yeah. I'm gonna go bed. I'm gonna lie there and just like
dream of your nachos.
YouTube vids.
Dream of your nachos and your pulled pork.
It was incredible.